What nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans Inc. And we are at another night, another week of NERDICAST. And hopefully YouTube is sending out the notification bells because from what I've been hearing, it's not the case. But before I get into this week's stream, we are at war with multiple algorithms. And it is slowly but surely killing me, my sanity, and everything else. But in order to defeat at least YouTube's algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and of course comment, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. And because of course this channel, let alone this live stream, isn't sponsored, if you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable Bubba Kitty, who's somewhere around here, hopefully being good kitty, and this operation, well, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you even more anime and manga content, whether it be for live reactions like for series that we're going to be talking about up in here, or for news, analysis, rants, and live streams like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, and Coffee. Links are in the description box below, and it's also in the chat as well for that. It's the same with our Patreon, which we are doing our anime live reaction content on now, because unlike YouTube, where unfortunately, even if I put it in private, I would have to incur the wrath of a copyright strike. Patreon, I don't have to worry about it, so I can have my full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botched localization or two, but it's fantastic for when we cover anime original content, like say for what we did with Dragon Ball Daima, which we covered in both the sub and the dub. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you upgrade to the $10 tier subscription, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And the Stacked Spring anime season is coming to a close, and we covered Witch Watch, Fire Force Season 3, and Vigilante Boku no Hero Academia Illegals. And summer is about to begin, and the first one we're going to be covering in terms of the summer anime series is Takapi's Original Sin, which I don't understand why it's 6 episodes and not 10. Weird. So please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So yes, I have enough free hours that I can actually use my StreamYard today. So I can have things on the screen. And yes, we will get to the Horikoshi stuff, because I read that and I was like, oh God, Horikoshi gonna set people off. And yes, good evening, Kenneth Renz Domingo. So per usual, because especially since we are raising money to pay for rent and all that good stuff, considering how YouTube's payment system is working, it really goddamn sucks. For now, we really strongly recommend donating to our PayPal, our Cash App, or our Coffee. As I said at the start, the links are pinned in the chat. And I have it set up to where for like $1, if you donate $1, I will somehow get my kitty up in here and he will do a little kitty dance. For $5, I will take a nice shot of vodka. And for $10, I will take a double shot of vodka. And for $20, I'll take a double shot of vodka, and you get to choose the topic we talk about as well, at least for this stream. So, but I figured what I do is start off this stream with the unfortunate news that, I know this is old news, but still, we're talking about the past week's news, is that Vinland Saga is ending next month for sure, which, you know, we kind of knew based on what Project Vinland said. But Makoto came out and said that the final chapter is 220, which will be out on July 25th. And this is what he said here. He said, do all the fans know that this month will be a hiatus and that it will be the final episode? As expected. Sorry for the late notice, but Vinland Saga will be taking a break this month. And the final episode will be the 220th chapter, which will be released on July 25th next month. The announcement will be made in this month's monthly afternoon. I'm sorry I couldn't finish the this month's manuscript in time. I'm currently drawing the final chapter. I'm really sorry for the frequent breaks, but this will be the last. The final episode is difficult. It's taking a long time to draw. I'll do my best. I don't know what the page count is going to be for this final chapter. And the other thing I'm curious about, because we're seeing this with series like, say, My Dress Up Darling, is, and obviously, you know, with Boku no Hero Academia as well, is we're getting bonus chapters, like bonus epilogue chapters. I don't know if that's going to be the case for Vinland Saga or not. I guess we're going to have to wait and find out on July 25th. But yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. Also, coming back from hiatus, we got 2 series coming back from hiatus. We got Black Lagoon coming back, and also Sosu no Frieren is coming back from hiatus. It's been a minute since Sosu no Frieren released a chapter, so I'm really looking forward to covering it. I know Black Lagoon I was behind on anyway, but yeah, there will be a multi-chapter live reaction for it. I know what's going on with the mangaka Hiroe is it's all comes down to health issues. It's always been that, but yeah, it's been really bad. So if Black Lagoon goes on like a several month to year hiatus, it's definitely it's definitely health. I mean, Hiroe was in the hospital not too long ago, so it's unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. And speaking of series that I cover, before I get into the vigilante rant a little bit, and then we'll get into Horikoshi stuff. Since we were talking about Frieren, Dolphy is released. Dolphy dolls. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Frieren and Fern are getting made into Dolphy dolls, and Dolphy dolls are extremely expensive for one thing, but they are like the best quality dolls you could get out of Japan. And God, Frieren looks so goddamn gorgeous. That face is beautiful. She looks fantastic. She does. And then Fern looks great. The eyes, man, the inset eyes are really haunting. I don't know if it works as well on Fern as it does on Frieren. Like on Frieren, those inset eyes are just perfect. It looks so perfect. But on Fern, I don't know. The Fern one, the eyes, I don't know. It's just not doing it for me the same way that Frieren is. The outfit is cute though. The outfit is accurate and everything like that though. So I'll give Dolphy that. Well, better be. But Dolphy is also giving them adorable winter outfits too. They are so cute. And these are like high quality stuff. This isn't like the cheap ass shit you get from Hasbro or Mattel. I'm talking about modern Mattel, unfortunately. Like past Mattel would probably give you this kind of quality. But when I say this is because Disney Store dolls, I know Disney Store dolls have really good quality stuff. They're collector stuff. So when I say, I think the Disney Store could put out something like that, like this in terms of like the outfits. But in terms of the dolls, if Mattel and Disney wanted to, they could. But God, Dolphy, for those of you that don't know, they already did like a line of Sailor Scout dolls, and they are stunning. Oh my God, they're expensive, but they are stunning. You're getting your money's worth. So, but yeah, I of course had to mention that. But yeah, if you are into, if you are a Sosu no Frieren fan, and also if you have the money and you want these beautiful dolls, they are fully articulated too. Dolphy dolls are usually fully articulated, so they're great for photography and stuff like that too. So yeah, there you go. But something that's been happening in anime as of late, especially with the series that I cover, I have to point this out with Witch Watch. I'm sorry, Wolf looks like someone straight out of Adi Shankar's Devil May Cry. That is not Wolf. I said it in my live reaction too on Patreon. I'm like, dude, that is not Wolf. That is not. Wolf looks way too thin for one thing. Wolf's a lot, if you know Witch Watch manga, Wolf is a lot more muscular. But it's not just that. It's like the face. The face is just giving me Netflix Devil May Cry. It totally does. Like, look at that. You cannot deny that is something straight out of Netflix Devil May Cry, or fuck, you can make the argument for Castlevania too. It's like the powerhouse animation shit. This is not Sosu no Frieren. This is not Witch Watch. I'm sorry, Shinohara. I thought you were gonna make sure that that the anime studio didn't fuck it up. They fucked it up because that is not Wolf. That is not Wolf in the face. It is not. Let's see. But then we will get to this too, because god damn it, I have to mention it because I'm so fucking tired of this fuckery. But yeah, so Vigilante Boku no Hero Academia Legals, for the most part, the anime is really good. Like, there's a lot of really good choices in terms of like art and animation style. Like, we get some really good comic book style art. The writing is pretty decent, minus certain things getting skipped. Like, a lot of the perverted comedy is definitely cut. And the thing that's, and Pop being here is a perfect example of this. The thing that makes no sense about this whole thing is that it's in a late night slot. It's like, dude, come on. You will have vigilantes in a late night slot. So you could have the dirty jokes. You could do this. You could have Pop having her ass out. But, like, this is insane. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the art animation for the sequence for the Naruhata concert, it was stiff. It was stiff, and it really could have benefited from the comic book effects. Art and animation that we saw throughout the entire anime. I don't know why it wasn't in this past episode. It drove me nuts, though. Oh my god. But yeah, look at that. I couldn't see, as I said here, what was more frustrating is that this episode didn't have the fun comic book art and animation we've seen in the anime thus far. Because yes, I'm still pissed about how it's censored. I am still mad about how it's censored. But like, censoring Pop is not going to be forgiven. But like, I'm talking about like the stiffness and stuff like that. It can maybe be a little bit more forgiving if you have like some cool effects going on with it, with the art animation to distract from it. But when you don't have that, yeah, then I can't help but notice it. But I will say this: the person that's singing for Pop, or that plays Pop, and doing her songs it's just fantastic. Her voice is great. I'm sorry, Pop, that you were done dirty art and animation wise. You deserve better. You do. We all deserve to see your ass, but apparently we can't have nice things. No. Where's the other one I wanted to mention here too? We'll get to you in a second. There was one other thing I thought I had. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about for Vigilantes real quick is that something that we noticed, I don't think anyone else did but me, and this is why I like doing my live reactions on Patreon, because I can have the audio so you guys could hear it too, is that at first I thought it was just, maybe I was just kind of mad because we didn't get the actual line that was in the manga. But then I listened to the audio and it's like, no, something I missed, because in the first one here where Daddy's got your back, you don't hear Daddy and you don't hear Papa. Like for like the other lines of, for like Tamao says Daddy. You hear the Seiyu saying Daddy. You'll hear the Seiyu saying Papa, like in English. It's very, very clear. And Knuckle Duster Seiyu could be heard in this one here. There's no dad anywhere in the world as great as me. Knuckle Duster Seiyu could be heard saying Papa in English. And as I said here, normally I would ignore it. I would. I'd be kind of annoyed because of if I didn't have the audio. Okay, if I didn't have the audio, I would normally ignore this and just be kind of annoyed that I didn't get the line from the manga. But because you have the Seiyu, you could hear the Seiyu specifically saying Papa and not saying Daddy in the first one, or Papa in the first one. It's like, yeah, something's going on here. And here, I said this too, because you heard Tamao saying Papa here. She said you heard her say Papa, and she did, and this is the other reason why I know that something was sus, because like the previous scene, she said you could hear her say Daddy. So it's like, yeah, something is wrong, something going on. I don't like when localizers do that crap. It's like, dude, you can hear it in English. The characters at the Seiyus are saying something in English. We are not stupid. Like, just put, if you you hear a character in the Japanese dub say something in English, Just put it in the goddamn subtitles. That's all I'm asking for. I don't know why it's hard for that. Oh, that really sucks, bro. I don't want to put that on the goddamn screen. That really sucks. Because I know hi Sakura Vita. Oh, let me do this real quick. Hi Sakura Vita. I know my cousin had to get a colonoscopy, and he's younger than me, obviously, because of for genetic reasons. So yeah, so it sucks, but yeah. But yeah, so I wanted to like touch upon those real quick. We'll touch upon you too, in terms of censorship. But this is what you guys really came here for, is for the Horikoshi stuff. So basically, Horikoshi talked about whether or not Deku and Ochako scene in chapter 431 is supposed to be viewed as romantic or not. And he answers it with a question. According to this person, who's the CEO of Itai, there we go, Japan Inc. So note that this was not shown on display at the exhibition, as it is in the My Hero Academia Horikoshi Koei art exhibition pamphlet interview. And here's the question and his answer. And I'm translating this as literally and as close as possible to the original, to the Japanese original text, so that you could read and think about it for yourself. So here's the question here. So chapter 431 focuses on Deku and Ochako. In My Hero Academia, there wasn't much focus on romance. Was there any reason for that? Well, and this is what Horikoshi said. Instead of wanting to portray romance in the story, I just wanted to show the contrast between Ochako and Toga with their views on love. Since romance is a very strong stimulus, as soon as you include it into the story, that's all anyone is going to talk about. So I deliberately avoided adding it to the story. But how are you going to do that when you have this situation going on with Ochako and Toga and Deku? Like, you are kind of God damn it, you are including romance there, but whatever. However, since the setting of the series is at school after all, it would be rather dishonest to completely ignore romance. So it was pretty hard to think of a balance. Thankfully, since Deku was always doing other things, he was unaware of any romantic feelings. It turned out to be a good thing for me, since Horikoshi didn't want to include romance in the main plot. I swear to God, Furuhashi, you are a better writer for this for several reasons, and this is just one of them. Because if you've read Vigilante Boku no Hero Academia Legals, or aka My Hero Academia Vigilantes, you know that there's a thing going on with Koei, with Koichi and Pop. And yeah, the way that Furuhashi did that subtle romance throughout the series was really goddamn good. And I think it all comes down to, in my opinion, I've said this multiple times, that Horikoshi just really likes to write anti-heroes and villain characters, and everything else is just like an afterthought. Whereas like Furuhashi is a better like all-rounder type of writer, so he could write really good hero characters, villains, anti-heroes, all that, and actually good romance too. So yeah. Ooh. What up, nerd? Yeah, AI slop is everywhere. Even Netflix is having their own AI. What's next? Crunchyroll, bro? Yeah. Yeah. Crunchyroll, I think Crunchyroll has already been busted for using AI localization, aka in the subtitles. So they've been dabbling in that already in terms of localization. But in terms of AI ads or AI, I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest, because they're desperate. They really are. All right, here we go. However, when chapter 394 came around, the topics discussed by Toga and Ochako did touch upon that stimulus called love. So I knew that it would be strange to not follow up on that point later in the story. One second. Okay, I got it. Oh, I got a cash out too. All right, I'll take a look at that in a second. So I never thought that romance would go well with the theme of the story of My Hero Academia, which is hold up. I never thought that romance would go well with the theme of the story of My Hero Academia, which is to save and be saved. Nor would it make sense to include it in the story of how we all became heroes. What? No. To save and be saved, you could have romance in there. I bring up vigilantes again. We saw it with Koichi and friggin' Pop. We got the romance there, man. Like, I'm sorry, I call bullshit. I know they talk about the school setting, and that's where it kind of sets itself apart a little bit, because vigilantes are basically, they're older, obviously. Well, Pop is still like in high school, but like Koichi's in college, so you don't have the school setting so much in vigilantes. But still, it's like, dude, it's like, what the hell, man? So that's why I decided to touch upon it in an epilogue, like a postscript of sorts. Like, come on! I'm gonna go in on this epilogue in a second, because boy, do I have words to say about this epilogue. Holy crap. Woo! $10 donation. Thank you for love what you do. Of course, love my. I wear boat sleeve, or I makeshift boat sleeve tops for a reason, not just to show off my titties, but it's weird. It's like a form of protest. I've been doing like showing skin like this since the feminist since when was it? It was since the War on Sex Appeal arc. That was when I started wearing more revealing stuff, because otherwise what I was doing was if you've watched my content long enough, you know that I was a lot more covered up, because I wanted people to focus on the content and not my titties. But like after the whole shit with the War on Sex Appeal and like all the other shit from the stupid Karens, I was just like, yeah, that's not, I am going to protest this fuckery and do the opposite, and have like more open skin on top. So let me make sure I have what I need here. Okay, I got my Evian. I got a shot. When it comes to shots, we're gonna be spacing them out. We're not gonna do. I learned the lesson on my birthday of not taking 10 like double shots all at once. That was a bad idea, and I should know better, because I've done. Oh my god, that scared me. Anyways, I've been drinking for a long time, so hold on a second. Let me make sure I have this open so I can just grab this as a chaser immediately. Oh. Here we go. But I'll read the rest of this, and then of this tweet, and then I'll get my thoughts on this. The story. So that's why I decided to touch it upon in an epilogue, like a postscript of sorts. However, rather than depicting romance itself, I wanted to depict love in a form as something of in a form as part of something even greater. But I wonder how it turned out. Like, I hate this epilogue so much, and it's not just this chapter. Like, a good chunk of the Boku no Hero Academia epilogue has been complete ass. Oh, hello, Emilio. I almost wish there was romance in there, like maybe a little at the right moment. Yeah, there was like plenty of moments for romance. There was. I mean, I'm bringing up Vigilantes again because like there was romance like near the end. That was when we really got it. Was at the very end of Vigilante Boku no Hero Academia Illegals. We did see, obviously, we saw at the beginning with how Pop was connected to Koichi and like all that shit. But like in the final arc is when Koichi realizes that, oh, Pop has feelings for me, and I think I have feelings for her too. I wouldn't trust Horikoshi with romance due to his dislike with it and with how he handled the final war and epilogue arc respectively. Now here's where I'm gonna push back a little bit. The final war arc was not that bad. I actually do like how the stuff with and this is also because Horikoshi's love of villains and anti-heroes and shit like that. Like a lot of the stuff we got there was good, and how it concluded, especially with the oh my god, who am I thinking of? With the wait, with the all for one content and stuff like that. How that ended, I was not that mad at it. I think all for one could have gone out a little. Wait, did I say all for one completely gone out a little bit better? No, I liked how it ultimately went down. I did, because at first I was like, I don't like how he kind of went out a little too easily to Bakugo, but that last second, it worked. I think it worked a little bit better. It did. Now I remember what I was gonna say. Shigaraki, like with Shigaraki stuff, how that was handled was good. I liked how Shigaraki stuff was handled. I like how Deku took out Shigaraki. I thought that was really good. The only thing that I was like a little hesitant on at first was Deku's if Deku was going to be completely quirkless or not. And I'm glad that he is quirkless. It's kind of like with All Might, but All Might still had his power for a little while before it was gone forever. But yeah, here with Deku, it's kind of the same thing. I can't believe people thought that Deku was going to still have a quirk. It's like, dude, no. Deku is not Koichi, okay? Koichi, this is why Koichi's a better character anyway. And also, it's fucked up that I'm saying it's better for this reason. But, oh god, Koichi's mom was a fucking bitch, man. She support. If you've watched the anime, you know this already now. But if you haven't watched the anime or read the manga, then I'm sorry. But she suppressed Koichi's quirk, which is flight, because she was scared he was going to fly out the window, and she like beat him to make sure that we didn't take off. But the more and more he used his power, kind of like with Deku, the more and more he used One for All, like he unlocked more of the past users' quirks. That's what we saw. We saw something similar with Koichi, but it was all the powers that were being suppressed were coming out, and he was gaining more and more abilities. And that's why a lot of people, including me, say that Koichi is what Deku wishes he could have been. But yeah. Oh, here we go. Horikoshi's last line to the question is extremely philosophical and honestly does leave room for interpretation. Oh god. I swear, that epilogue could have been handled so much better. And I'm not even talking about the romance stuff. I'm talking about like seeing Aizawa and see like mourning together, and seeing everyone mourn the loss of everyone together. Hell, I would have liked to seen the final moment of Dabi's life with Endeavor. I would have loved to seen that moment, but we didn't get it. So, anyways, that's what they said here. I personally interpret this more so than romance. He wanted to depict a love that was part of a bigger picture. I read it as it being tied to what Toga says in chapter 394 of being able to live and love the way she wants. It also ties into chapter 431, where she tells Ochako to live the way she loves to live. So for me, I view it as an extension of Toga's message of love through Ochako that is conveyed to the audience, that you should live and love the way you, the reader, want to. Whether you want to tie that to Deku and Ochako is up to you. At least that's how I interpreted what he meant. It's spoken in a rather vague way. Classic of Horikoshi. Dude, Horikoshi is trying to avoid drama. He's trying to avoid the wrath of the Fujos, because for those of you that don't remember, like when chapter 431 came out, like he was getting death threats and shit from like really pissed off Bakudeku stands. But like it was obvious that he was not going to get with Bakugo. The delusional Fujoshis that believe that this shit was happening are just high on some good ass snacky. They're snacking on some good ass snacky. It was never gonna happen. It was never gonna happen. But let's see what people are saying here. Here we go. The theme of 431 is both Deku and Ochako both being too focused on their responsibilities and not really living. Both Bakugo and Toga help Deku and Ochako realize that it's okay to live how you want to, and that you can be with the person you love freely. and yes, this is a good interpretation too, I think that rather than focusing on romance, Deku and Ochako need to both find ways to live the life they want to live, and Toga helps them do that, hence the bigger picture. What happens next is up to the reader to decide. Yep, it's symbolized through Toga pushing Ochako to live life how she wants to, and by Bakugo putting the idea in Deku's head that no one is special to you if everyone is. Like, I know it's up to interpretation, but it's like, come on! Based on everything that was said there, it's obvious that it means Ochako and Deku are getting together. And I feel like part of me feels like the reason why Horikoshi is so is beating around the bush on this to an extent is that he's like, I do not want to deal with them Fujoshi anymore. He's dealing with the Fujoshis. He's dealing with the fair police. His own art is getting policed by psychos. It's just, Horikoshi just cannot catch a break. Him and Wakui just cannot catch a break. But I'm very curious what you guys think of the situation with that. Do you guys agree? Like, I agree to an extent that it was probably a good thing that Horikoshi didn't focus so much on romance. But like at the same time, I'm like, dude, you don't have to force it. You just write it naturally as you go. And you could have asked Furuhashi, who did like the same thing or almost the same exact thing in terms of romance in regards to like Koichi and to Plot. You could have asked him for advice. He would have helped you. I understand. And also, I'm still forever salty. I will still forever be salty that we did not get to see a Knuckle Duster in Boku no Hero Academia. And that we had the Stain Eraser and the Knuckle Duster Eraser in Boku no Hero Academia. I will forever be salty about that. Oh, I still have it right here. I'm not happy. Oh god, I'm so pissed about that. It's like, dude, you had the perfect moment too for when they were all in the prison. It was Deku, All Might, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but like they were in the prison talking about Shigaraki's legacy, and it's like, dude, it all started with Stain, like the whole thing with the League of Villains. It all started, a lot of them got into the League of Villains because of Stain, and Stain became Stain because of Knuckle Duster. Like, are we just not gonna have it? But I like what this person said here. It's pretty clear by the themes of 431 that Izuku is told to look for more than what he has, and he already has great friends. Ochako is the more that the one he values over others. Hori didn't want to write lovey-dovey, so he wrote it as aspirational, seeking greater purpose, which I do agree with that. He tried to do, he went a roundabout way of doing it, which frustrates me. But yeah, this too, right here. It's the first time he talks about romance in his work. He talked about the romance at school from Ochako and Toga's perspective, and that he wanted to address this topic in the epilogue. I think there's nowhere to get lost. Deku and Ochako do love each other in a romantic way, which is true. It is. Like throughout the manga, you see it. You see that relationship developing between Deku and Ochako. It was set up that way. Again, kind of like how it was set up with Papa Koichi. We see it's not like they're kissing and shit the entire time. No, you got the foundation set at the beginning, and you see the relationship develop naturally, which is what we got here with Ochako and Deku. We saw their relationship develop naturally. It wasn't like wham bam diggity damn. No, this is a genuine good answer, but the Izuchakos and Bakudekus, being the children that they are, definitely going to run with it and say this and say stupid shit. Yeah, they probably are. They probably are. Should we check? Yeah, let's check the QRTs just for the hell of it. I'm just curious. Here we go. Oh, here we go. So, kodawari is a Japanese term with a rich and nuanced meaning that can vary depending on the context. It often describes a kind of love or care put into something because of a strong personal attachment or conviction, not just superficial interest. Let's see. Generally, it refers to a particular attention to certain details / principles, strong passion, fixation, or dedication towards something, a deep bond, or firmly rooted personal conviction. In the context of Horikoshi's phrase, he means that the kind of love he portrayed isn't just a romantic love, or renai, but a love that comes from something bigger, deeper, and more rooted. A love based on a kadawari, meaning a very strong bond or conviction. This could be love for the freedom to live and be who you want, like Toga says, or a love that goes simply beyond romantic attraction or passion, including respect and dedication to oneself or someone else in a broader sense, or a deep attachment to an ideal or way of living. So Horikoshi wanted to show that the love in the story is something bigger and more complex than just a romantic relationship between two people. It's a love rooted in a strong conviction and authentic desire to live and love on one's own terms. Oh, well, thanks to that person's Japanese teacher. But yeah, that to me makes more sense. It does. And it totally does fit in a way with what we saw in Vigilantes with Pop and Koichi, where their feelings in a way were based on, Koichi realized his feelings for Pop when she was when she became possessed, by the venom. She became a next level villain, and he realized it like when he's fucking dense as hell. See, Koichi and Deku are both dense as fuck, but Koichi realized it, and he's realized that that bond, that could bond based on their convictions for one thing, and romance and all that. It was there all along. So. Oh, you want me to add cosplay stuff? I can't. I can. I'm in the middle of trying to lose a little bit more weight because I want to look sexier in cosplay stuff. Because the thing with cosplay stuff is that the sizing is very, very odd because it's it's out of it's usually coming from like Japan or China. So the sizing is, you got to be extremely careful on the sizing. So I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to do that. But man, I just really want to be able to pay my rent, get a car, pay for the crowns that I need in my mouth. But yeah, a throne. I've never heard of throne before. I just created a coffee because people were telling me to create a coffee, and I got like almost nobody like donating via coffee either. It's like, you want me to add more accounts? Let's see. As romance novel readers, romance is a pretty subjective theme. I felt like open to reader interpretation was a smart and correct choice of writing. I'm personally satisfied. I'm not satisfied. Like, in terms of Ochako and Deku's stuff, I'm for the most part okay with how their stuff ended in terms of them like just starting something. Like, their situation is not what's pissing me off. It's everything else in this epilogue. Like, we don't really get enough about everyone. We don't get to see the ships with everyone else. If you wanted to show me the ships, show like everyone else coupled off, I would have been totally fine with it. And then just have Deku and Ochako realize like what they want like at the end. Okay. But something that I think is funny is people are annoyed that Deku is a teacher and is not a hero. Like, I knew, like, people were so shocked that Deku lost his quirks. I'm like, dude, he was gonna. I said it. If you watch my Boku no Hero Academia content, I said it for the longest time that Deku is going to end up quirkless. I said it. I said him, and it's gonna be either that Shigaraki is gonna have to die, obviously. Either that or like the thing from All for One and One for All are going to negate each other out, and Shigaraki is either going to survive or he's going to die. I'm glad he did die, to be honest. I really am. And that Deku was going to remain quirkless. He was gonna, and it's gonna be like one of those things where he's kind of starting out from, kind of like a full circle moment. There you go, wording. Full circle moment. Hi, Kitty. We need to get you some costumes, Kitty. We need to dress you up like a pirate, Kitty. Yeah, we need to make you the pirate kitties. The Pirate Kitty King. You and your eye boogies, though. Oh my god. There we go. Yeah, like Deku being a teacher to me makes the most sense in the grand scheme of things. He got to live his dream and be a hero. He did. But like when you see everything from like in hindsight, you saw what he was doing. He like jotted down everyone's quirks and figured out like what would be best to for each person to utilize their quirks, and he just loves it. He loves quirks. So it made sense for me to me anyway, to see Deku become a teacher. Do I think that he could have done some hero work? He's doing hero work on the side, obviously. Yeah, but like, are we talking in terms of like full on agency stuff? He doesn't need to do it, in all honesty. I do like this though. I love Horikoshi for leaving this as an open interpretation, and I love how he actually leaves a sweet message for the reader through Toga, a villain. I'm still like, I know it's probably a hot take, but I'm still kind of mad that Ochako didn't die after all the fuckery that she did. And yeah, maybe she did get a little bit of karma because of Toga haunting her and all that PTSD. But still, like, Ochako is a complete bitch, and I don't like her. I really, I still don't like her. But yeah. Well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. When there's more people here, we'll get into the because I know a lot of people have been like going wild or just been like going on my my isekai tweet about the isekai contest. We'll go into that in a little bit. Oh yeah, for Digimon Beat Breaker, we got the protagonist here, Tema Tomorrow, and the partner Digimon is Gekomon. So there they are here. They look adorable, and he's 15. So yeah, and Gekomon is a rookie, and he's very, very cute. He is. Here we go. That's the one. But yeah, he's a first year high school student. And then we got Gekomon, who is a reptile Digimon. I love that crescent moon. Okay, this totally is just making me think of Sailor Moon. I'm not going to lie. I swear to God, if we get some Sailor Moon teas up in Digimon, I will lose my mind. Seriously, I will lose it if we do get like some Digimon, like some Sailor Moon teas up in Digimon. I totally will. Okay. Oh yeah, there was one other series that is coming back from hiatus as well that I forgot to mention, and that is Rurouni Kenshin Hokkaido Arc. Yes, I'm so happy Hokkaido Arc is coming back from hiatus. I love Hokkaido Arc. The people that are shitting on Hokkaido Arc are just shitting on Watsuki. They have not read Rurouni Kenshin Hokkaido Arc. Speaking of, if you have not read Rurouni Kenshin and Rurouni Kenshin Hokkaido Arc, why? Go read it. You will thank me. It is so goddamn good. Like, there's like an arc where the underlying theme is money. It's capitalism, essentially. It's really good. You can hate Watsuki all you want, but the writing he does in Hokkaido Arc is just, it's just so goddamn good. Oh my god, it's so good. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm fine with him gatekeeping mofos. I'm fine with it. Because people can't separate art from the artist. But also, I had to point it out too, because you know, the usual suspects will be like, are going to be like, oh, Watsuki's coming back, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? The Japanese fans, like I've been telling people, Japanese fans love Hokkaido Arc. They do. So, like, look at that. They've been waiting for Rurouni Kenshin to come back. Like, people are straight up saying that they are subscribing to Jump SQ just for Hokkaido Arc. I know, and I was thinking this too, that that Hokkaido Arc wouldn't come back until maybe like the anime was over. See, finally, this week I will prepare my heart, my eyes, my brain, and my wallet. So yeah, so anyone that's hating on Hokkaido Arc's return and shit like that, you could be like, yeah, well, the Japanese fans, they're excited, and and remember who Shueisha caters to. They cater to Japan. They don't cater to your tourist ass. No, especially the tourists. They don't cater to Westerners. Hold on a second. I need something here. My thing crashed on my TV. Hold on a second. Where are you, PlayStation controller? Damn it. I do not have time for this right now. I'll find it in a minute. But anyways, we'll get to you, Jason DeMarco, in a second. The other thing, of course, I got to mention before, again, we get into like the deep shit is Black Clover. We're finally getting anime info about Black Clover next week. And the info was revealed in Weekly Shonen Jump issue. It's going to be revealed in Weekly Shonen Jump issue 32 for 2025, according to a reliable Japanese blog. I'm looking forward to finding out what that is. Does this mean the anime's coming back for the Spade arc? I don't know. But, god damn it, where are you? Thing? Oh, there it is. No, it was over here somewhere. Okay. But, I really do hope that it is the Spade, because we haven't gotten the Spade arc. So I'm really hoping that we're going to get the Spade arc. Like, the Spade arc is an arc that definitely needs filler. Because there is certain content that is missing from the manga that I'd like to see in the anime in terms of like fights and stuff like that. So I'm very curious what you guys are looking forward to seeing from Black Clover in terms of the anime. Do you guys think that it's going to be the next season of the anime, which would be the Spade arc? The only other thing, though, and maybe this is why they waited a little bit, is the director for the Black Clover anime, unless they're doing a director change, well, the director is currently working, they were working on Chainsaw Man Rize. But now that Chainsaw Man Rize, with this announcement, if this is announced that Black Clover anime is coming back, what that means to me is that for sure, obviously, Chainsaw Man Rize has got to be done. It's finished, the art animation and all that, it's all done. So that would mean that he could just go straight into production for the next season of Black Clover. I'm really hoping that is the case. But I know people are really excited for Black Clover anime news. I know that. Let's see. Black Clover 1,000-Year Blood War. No, not Black Clover 1,000-Year Blood War. No. You know what? If there's stuff that Tabata wanted to put in, speaking of 1,000-Year Blood War, if there's stuff that Tabata wanted to put in Spade that we didn't get, and it's because of course, you know, what was going on with his family and all that, I would not be opposed. This is why I'm like, I'm not opposed to filler for this situation. If this is like a 1,000-Year Blood War situation, I'm not. And yeah, I have to bring this up because this is just blows my mind, is that Nintendo Pictures is credited for working for the motion capture on Death Stranding 2. That is freaking wild. That is wild. How is it that you have a Nintendo? You have Nintendo working on a Sony production. Like, that just blows my mind. It totally does. In 2025, man, never thought that would happen. It hasn't been announced yet. No. As I said, the thing with Black Clover anime, there's a few things. One is that they wanted to make sure there was enough chapters to adapt, probably. And the other thing is the director. Oh, a second, this is gonna bug me if I don't have the name in front of me. Where is it? Yeah, Tatsuya Yoshihara. Tatsuya Yoshihara is working on was working on Chainsaw Man Rize. Because remember, he took over, he was working on Chainsaw Man, and then he for the motion director. and then he took over Chainsaw Man Rise's production. He's the director for Chainsaw Man Rise. So that's probably why this is happening the way it is. Takahashi, who does that to anime, even though I've never seen Black Clover. Now, Black Clover, like the Black Clover anime is, Black Clover anime does have filler in it. I'm not gonna lie, it does. But the arcs that they put the filler in, or the episodes that they put the filler in, were very hit or miss. But like something like Spade, there's room for filler. There really is. There's room for filler and expansion on certain things in Spade. There definitely is going to be room for filler when they get to the final arc. Oh my god, there totally fucking is. There's times where filler is okay. And I'm not talking about like, you know, Botox. Well, Botox, there's a time and place for Botox, because Botox does help with migraines, surprisingly. Let's see. Oh, we got some cash app. Let's see what we got here. You want me to pull my hair back? Nah. This is I did my hair today because I don't want to ruin it. So you're not going to get my hair like fully pulled back, because I literally like flat ironed my hair like a few hours ago. So I'm not going to fully pull my hair back. So, but I will do that. Let's see. Oh, I gotta do it so I don't ruin my hair, because I spent like over an hour and a half doing my hair so it looks all pretty. But yeah, we gotta talk about this L that's happening here. That is Bet, because oh my god, this is just why does this even exist? Is a great question. Oh, have you seen Stella new outfit in Giant Ojo yet? Oh, are you talking about the one that was posted on Twitter today? Because that I did see that. That was cute. I think it was like Magical Girl or something like that? It was really cute. But anyways, I do need to take a shot though. I'll do it in a second. I want to get to this though. This somehow, because I'm going to be covering this on Bounding, Bet has defied the odds and is getting a second season. Something that Cowboy Bebop wish it did. So Netflix is upping the ante and has chosen to renew Bet for a second series. Despite struggling to perform in the opening several weeks, Netflix has dealt Bet back in. Plenty of questions will need to be answered in season 2. Oh my god, I can't wait to get into this. Into like what the hell is going on in this series, because it's like, dude, this should have nothing to do with Kakiguri. You should not have the Kakiguri name on this at all. Like, don't say that it is based on Kakiguri, because it is not. This is not Kakiguri at all. But yeah, so for those of you that don't know, is that Bet is a Netflix original teen crime thriller series and developed by Warrior Nuns, Simon Barry, and the English adaptation. It's not adaptation, it's a bastardization of Homura Kawamoto and Toru Nomura's Japanese manga Kakiguri. It's not though. It's not. We'll get to it. Yumiko, an eccentric gambler, joins us. It's not St. Dominic's. It's what the fuck is this? It's Hayako Academy. It's not St. Dominic's. A school for social elite, where your skill as a gambler determines your position in the school's hierarchy. So yeah, that's roughly so basically Hayako Academy. However, Yumiko isn't here to conquer the school. She arrived to find the truth behind the murder of her parents and to bring those responsible to justice. With what we know now in the Kakiguri manga, would I say this is accurate? No. She wants to find a way to save her sister, if anything, and find find out the truth about her sister. Like, their parents are dead, and we know what happened to her parents too. Like, that was, for the most part, as far as we know what happened to Yumiko's parents. And yes, be prepared. You're going to be spoiled by you're going to get like Kakiguri manga spoilers, because yeah, I've been covering this series for a long time. Are we sure it wasn't a bet to make the worst adaptation possible? It probably was, dude. Like, this is up there with like Death Note and Dragon Ball Evolution levels of bad. It is bad. Like, at least Cowboy Bebop, like, you kind of had like the spirit of the series, even though it is, yes, a bastardization. But like, dude, like, this has nothing to do with Kakiguri at all. Same with Death Note. Death Note, like, you had like a rough. It's roughly, you can tell that it was based off of. It's an attempt to be based off of Death Note. This you have no, this is not it at all. No, this is not it. But anyways, after taking several weeks to make a decision, Netflix has confirmed that Bet will be returning for a second season. This is what the lead. I feel bad for her because Miku, she seems really nice. So hey Netflix, it's Miku, and I have some crazy news to tell you. You see that Red is officially getting renewed for season 2. And I bet you are going to love it. I'm so excited. I'll see you there. And yes, if any, that is a card from the manga. The card, yeah, I know. Here's what the director and here's the bastard behind all this, Simon Barry, said about this. I'm extremely happy for our amazing Bet fans from all over the world. We get to enjoy another season, and for the incredible cast and crew to return to St. Dominic's for more gambling and general madness. Leslie, you should apologize! You should apologize to the Kakiguri fans! And don't apologize to the Kakiguri, well, should, but apologize to the actual mangaka for this. Because this is not Kakiguri! Just admit you wanted to do a series similar to Kakiguri, but in order for you to get the green light for it, Netflix said you had to do it, saying it was under the Kakiguri name or some shit like that. At least be honest about it. But all right, before I get any further, I'm going to take it because I got $10 donation, so I get to take a shot. So I'm going to do that now before I lose my mind. All right. Ugh. Alrighty. Okay, so in its first week, Bet debuted as the 9th biggest show with 2.4 million views or 13.7 million hours watched globally, which is an incredibly weak debut for the show, and it instantly makes it. How did this survive and Cowboy Bebop did not? Viewing hours did increase dramatically in week 2, rising to 110% to 28.8 million hours watched in an additional 5 million views, bringing the total to after 2 weeks to 7.4 million views. If we plot that viewership against other shows, namely against shows that have been previously canceled, like Dead Boy Detectives as a notable comparison, things were not looking good for Bet. Yeah, but against the odds, Bet's been renewed and will return for more. But look at this. This is cumulative for the first 2 weeks. So you got the Night Agent, which is 76 million. You got the Diplomat, which is 38 million. Zero Day, which is 37 million. Jesus Christ. Like, my life with, I've never heard of the majority of these shows. I don't think I've ever heard of these. Yeah, but here's the Dead Boy Detectives, which is 7.8 million. And this is 7.4. Dude, this had more views than Bet, and it is, like, what the fuck? And that got axed. What the hell? That is weird. I don't understand that. Something is very sus. When I first heard that they were making Bet, I avoided that abomination like the plague. Also, I'm not surprised when Netflix renewing it for a second season if their track record is to be believed. But they didn't renew like Cowboy Bebop. So it's like, I'm like, what? But I saw Mother's Basement said that like they enjoyed hate watching it. I'm like, God damn it, Mother's Basement. That fucker blocked me, by the way. So I have a badge of honor from them. So I'm proud to say that. But still, it's like, what the hell? Okay, now here's where it gets dumb. Oh my God, here is where it gets really dumb. and I should be getting donations just for like reading through this. Okay, there's plenty to unpack from the ending of Bet, which has an enormous repercussions for the second season. After spending the season searching for her parents. Okay, wait, are we working now? Okay, now we're working. Sorry about that. All right, let's try this again. All right, so let's read this part again here because I don't know where I was muted. So after spending this season searching for her parents' killer, Yumiko finally had her confrontation with Ray, Michael's father. And first she discovered an even bigger revelation that all the former members of the Kakiguri are responsible for the death of her parents. I still, no. Nah. That's not it. Like, if you read the Kakiguri manga, you know for a fact that we don't find out shit about Yumiko's parents until like the what was it? Till Jubami's backstory. That's when we get it. Is to like the flashback arc. Well, like we don't get shit about like even Yumiko's family until the election arc. So it's like, dude, why are you doing this now? Oh yeah, because you're worried about getting canceled, probably. But still. But also, Michael is supposed to be Suzui. It's like, dude, Suzui's parents have nothing to do with this series. Nothing. It's the Momo. And fuck, it's wrong too. Suzui has nothing to do with the Momobamis. Like, if I would have seen in the manga that Suzui's parents had something to do with the Momobamis, I'd be like, okay, I could see something working here. But they don't. They never had anything to do with them. This is so stupid. All right, let's see. Where is this shit? But also the former members of the Kakiguri. Okay, so what the fuck is the Kakiguri supposed to be then? If you're talking about the student council, then even I'd say maybe. But like, if you're gonna say like the alumni, then I could maybe believe it if you were just saying like Hyaku Academy alumni. Like that to me would make a little bit more sense because there is like an alumni. This is in the current arc of Kakiguri manga where you have the alumni group.
out to take out Yumiko and shit. Like, if you want to use that, like, okay, I understand. It'd be stupid to call them kakiguri because that's what they're not. They're not even called that either. But yeah. Anyways, after fighting some common ground with rival Kira, who had almost died from poison, Kira was crucial in Yumiko. Hold on, let me see what's going on here because it says, okay, that's what's going on. All right, let's do this. I'm going to see if I can fix things here. Hold on. There we go. I don't know why it does this sometimes, but yeah, here we go. Where are you? Let's see. Kira was, however, his last dying words revealed to Yumiko that her mother was alive, which she's not. She's not alive. And he was the only person who knew where she was. Again, Suzui's parents have nothing to do with this. It has nothing to do with this. Suzui's parents got nothing to do with this shit. This is stupid. Let's see. Kira gave Yumiko a 5-minute head start to get away from the compound. She left with Ryan and drove away, leaving Yumiko to wonder how she would take down the remaining members of the Kakiguri Club and how to find her mother. The fuck is the Kakiguri Club? Like, there are different clubs in Kakiguri and Hiyako Academy, but I've never heard of a Kakiguri Club. Like, that's fucking stupid. Oh my god. Okay. After murdering Ray, a member of the school board. Oh, he's a member of the school board. Oh my god, he's not. You're saying he's a member of the school board? That's retarded. This is not Kakiguri. This is not Kakiguri. Oh my god, this is not Kakiguri at all. It is not. I don't know what the fuck this is. This is some Netflix fan fiction because that is not Kakiguri. It's not. This is not Kakiguri. You're talking to someone that has covered Kakiguri for like, hold on a second. Let me pull up my thing here. How long have I been covering Kakiguri? I have been covering Kakiguri since 2017. June 26th. Dude, June 26th, 2017, dude. It's the anniversary when I started covering Kakiguri. Dude, the timing. The timing. I did not see that coming. But I did not plan that. I did not plan that at all. But yeah, I've been covering Kakiguri since June 26th, 2017. But yeah, that's so freaking wild, isn't it? God, the timing. But anyways, let's see. But yeah, like none of this shit is in there. I don't know what they're talking about. This is stupid. But anyways, Yumiko's next step is unclear. A sane person would now be on the run, but given the nature of the show, it won't be surprising if Yumiko and who the fuck is Ryan? Who the fuck is Ryan? I have no clue who the fuck Ryan is. Ryan definitely replaced somebody. Hold on a second. Let's see. Who did Ryan replace? Where are you? Who did Ryan replace here? Where is she? Yeah, Ryan had to replace Itsuki Sumeragi. That's who he had to replace. He had to replace her, right? Yeah. That to me would make sense. But it's like, dude, that's but you gender swap Sumeragi, why? Given the nature of the Kakiguri /school club /school board, they will likely want to handle the issue of Yumiko themselves. In the case of the alumni, yes, they do. They want to handle Yumiko and the student council themselves, but that's not till like way later. The fuck? Oh my god. Let's see. Not to mention, Akardi Timrov will likely use this as an opportunity to test his daughters and see if Kira Riri is up to the task of taking down Yumiko. Who the fuck is this person? That's not a Momobami! And Karari is like, we see later on, she is rebelling against the Momobamis. And Rurika, here's the thing. They're trying to make Rurika a thing, it seems like, but it's like, dude, Rurika is nothing. She's nothing. She wears a mask because she is nothing. She's basically her twin's other half. That's all she is and nothing more. Like this should not be even associated with Kakiguri. I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is not Kakiguri. There's no gambling club or shit like that. No, there's none of that shit. The entire school is gambling. You have different clubs, but there's no such thing as a Kakiguri club. I don't know what the fuck these people are thinking. Or they're just trying to put Kakiguri on on the show somehow to be like, oh, see, we can be associated with Kakiguri too. Fucking morons. Oh my god, these people piss me off. But yeah, here we go. So see, this is Mary, who is, and I haven't seen anything about like how I'm gonna. Dude, do I have to go through? At some point, I will go through this footage, this ugly, not beautiful bean, this ugly bean footage, and see if Mary is a slave up in there. Because if she is a house pet, I will lose my fucking mind. Because she's supposed to be. But yeah, Michael is the Suzui character of this. Again, Suzui has got nothing to do with this. He's got nothing to do with this. He's just some dude. Like his parents got nothing to do with this shit. Nothing to do with it. So I don't understand. Like fucking people are stupid. So now let's get to Yumiko's mother here. Yumiko's mother is alive? She's not. She's not alive. She's dead. As far as we know anyway. According to Ray, who was the only person who knew where she was hiding, but he's dead, and didn't share her whereabouts with Yumiko, how Yumiko will find her mother remains unclear. She's not going to find her, for one thing. Also, it's like, dude, Yumiko doesn't give a fuck. She only cares, in the manga, she cares about getting, about finding stuff out about her sister. Like, she knows her parents are dead. She knows they're dead. She knows they are. So it's stupid. Yumiko will, let's see. How Yumiko will find her mother remains unclear, as the only lead she had is now dead. So unless he kept a physical copy of her location somewhere, then Yumiko has little hope of finding her mother. But why is she stayed in hiding? Most likely to protect, this was to protect Yumiko from harm, as exposing herself as being alive could have caused the Kakiguri Club to act and either kill Yumiko or kidnap her. I do not know what the fuck this Kakiguri Club is. I do not know. But if you've read the flashback arc in the Kakiguri manga, like, there's who was it? Soko. Soko, her sister, was trying to protect her from the Momobamis. That's what she was trying to do. And yeah, she was broken by the Momobamis. And that's what Yumiko was trying to save her sister at this point. Like, they know her parents are dead. So, yeah. Let's see. Either way, when and also Yumiko's parents are gambling addicts too, and that's what did them in. Either way, when Yumiko's mother is eventually found or reveals herself, she will have a ton of explaining to do. Why is this? Why do we have blockchain? Why is blockchain code here? Why is this even fucking here? There's a $30 billion dollar of digital currency locked away by Yumiko's mother that Ray was desperate to find. But to Yumiko's knowledge, she wasn't left a key. Unknown to Yumiko, it's more than likely that the yellow Kakiguri chip she has been carrying with her all that time has the code that they needed to access the money. She just doesn't realize it yet. Dude, there's nothing. What the fuck is this? Seriously, what the actual fuck is this? What the fuck is this? There's nothing like this in the manga. Like, the closest thing to like chips actually being something is that's like in the election arc, to where like chips are extremely relevant to anything. And like at the end of the election arc, how Yumiko like totally fucks everything up is so amazing. But yeah, this shit. I don't know what they're talking about here. But, oh God. Here's where I'm like, okay, you got something here a little bit, right? Because Suzui does gamble his morals just a little bit. As Michael has was a force for good, or for most of the first season, an important ally of Yumiko. However, once he realized his father was the murderer of Yumiko's parents, he tried in vain to stop Yumiko from discovering the truth. And even when she did, he attempts to stop her from taking his attempts to stop her. Oh my God, his attempts to stop her from taking revenge failed. Dude, here's the thing. Suzui does attempt to stop Yumiko from doing stupid shit, okay? He does. But she's like, she tells Suzui, she's like, no, I got this. Let me do me. And back the fuck off. Like that kind of shit. So, this, like, why are they trying to make Michael, like, into this boss bitch when Suzui was not a boss bitch at all? Suzui's never been a boss bitch like that. He's trying to be a boss bitch now in the manga, yeah, in the current arc, but it's not working out very well. Let's see. So where does Michael go from here? Michael will likely, aka Suzui, will likely continue to wrestle with his moral code, which he does. To be fair, Suzui does wrestle with his moral code in the manga, because he's like, do I go? How long do I go with this insanity this woman is doing? Let's see. But one thing is sure, he and Yumiko will most likely be enemies from here on out. This is not kakiguri. I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is not kakiguri, because Suzui would never do that. Suzui would never do that to Yumiko. He would never do that shit. But then again, in the manga and extension the anime, Suzui's parents aren't even involved in this. So, like, if anything, the Momobamis would kill Suzui's parents, if anything. But let's see. What lengths he will go? Wait, what lengths he will go to stop Yumiko remain to be seen. But if Michael uses his intelligence to participate in the gambling culture of the school, he will be a force to be reckoned with, and may even threaten to unseat members of the school. No! Suzui is not that powerful! Like, what are you doing? You already race swapped Suzui, but, like, you're making him into this big shot character that he never was. Like, this feels... Part of me wants to say this feels a little misogynist in a way, but nah, that doesn't feel right. But still, it's like, dude, that's not Suzui at all. Like, this is not... I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is not kakiguri. This is not it. I'm very curious what you guys think. What do you guys think about this so far? Like, this is not kakiguri. They should just call this shit Hiyako Academy or some fucking crap. This should be its own thing. This had nothing to do with kakiguri. Yumiko's like the only, and maybe Mary are like the only names that they actually use from kakiguri. The rest of this shit is not. So yeah, that's really fucking stupid. All right, here we go. So Karari, oh my god. All right, Riri, aka Marika, as one of her father. No, this is not how it goes at all. Marika would never. It would never be like this. Both Karari and Marika hate their parents, and like Karari is trying to rebel against her family. If anything, like, what the fuck is this? Approval by showcasing her loyalty. Meanwhile, Kira's favor with him wavers. But Marika would not be loyal to her father, to their father. No way. They would be loyal to their parents. Nah, Marika's only loyal to Kirari until Mary steps in. But anyways, however, this has resulted in Yumiko and finding a unlikely ally in Kira. This is not supposed to happen until, like, after the election arc. This is not supposed to happen until, like, the current arc. Let's be fucking real. If you're a kakiguri manga reader, you know that this shit is not supposed to happen until, like, where we're at right now, until, like, the current arc of the manga. Like, this is no, this is nowhere. This is not happening this early. But anyways, who is now partnering with her to help her take down members of the Kakiguri, including her father. But no, so you're telling me that Kakiguri then, by this logic, what I'm getting is Kakiguri, the Kakiguri Club, is the Momobami family. That's what I'm getting from this. But, like, dude, why did you just call them the Momobami family? Oh, that's right, because you want to have Kakiguri associated with them somehow. It's so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. Let's see. Kira is the head of the school council, but Riri is now the school's representative to the board. No, she's not. She's the vice president. So the pair could ballot out next season for control of the school. Oh my god, they're gonna skip so much content and just go to the election arc. But it wasn't even like Yumiko has nothing to do with like Rurika. Well, somewhat. She is somewhat a little bit like. What you say Yumiko has anything to do with Rurika's liberation? No, that's mainly Mary. Mary's the one that ultimately helped Rurika liberate herself from Karari. So it's like, dude, you're fucking stupid. You are fucking retarded for this. Kira's the head, but let's. Okay, so we're gonna have at least the majority of the cast is coming back. Who the fuck is Rex? Who the fuck is Chad? Like, who the fuck is Dory? Who the fuck are these people? Who the fuck are these people? I have no idea who they are. And you're talking to someone that's been covering Kakiguri since like 2017. So like what? 8 years, like literally to the day, 8 years. I've been covering this series for 8 years. I've never heard of these fucking names. So with the series renewed, we can begin to speculate on a release window. So season 1 was filmed between May 21st and July 30th, 2024. And it took 10 months before being released on Netflix on May 15th, with approximately 12 months between filming and release. The earliest we could conceivably see Bet Season 2 on Netflix is now fall 2026. But then, close this real quick. But then you see this here. They even admitted that, like, what's on Netflix admitted, we got to take an L on this one, obviously. We lined it up with against other shows, and while the show still didn't perform well, it must have been enough to get a renewal, or it had an upfront order of some description. But, like, here's the thing, though. Even if it did have an upfront, it's like, well, what about Cowboy Bebop? Didn't Cowboy Bebop have an upfront? That's what I want to know. This shit is wild, though. Oh my god, this shit is wild. But I do want to, before I get into like more of the stuff, I do want to mention what mouthwashing publisher Critical Reflex said on how they select which regions to localize for, and this would be a great transition into the Disney content. Is that we don't do localization like it's a checkbox. We treat it like world building. If a game feels like it belongs on a CRT screen in a Shibuya basement arcade, we want it to actually be there in your language, with voices that match the vision, dripping with love, not because of sales projections, but because it's the right way to show respect. Well, I wish localizers would show that same respect. That's the problem. I'm hoping that people are still watching. Like, I don't see anyone in my comments right now, so it's like kind of freaking me out. But yeah, I'm very curious what do you guys think about Bet getting renewed, and not just that, but what do you guys think about like the whole Bet story? Like, it's not even Kakiguri anymore. It's not. Let's see the next thing here I wanted to do. Do we want to do? Yeah, let's do this. So let me just pull up the stuff for Kadokawa real quick, and then we'll do the full contest stuff here, because I'm going to be writing about this too. So earlier today, I posted about the Kadokawa Isekai contest, and I was surprised to see so many people like respond to this. So hopefully they come in here. So this is a contest that Kadokawa has partnered with My Anime List and Honey Feed, And for this contest, it's a global contest, and the isekai presented by Kadokawa is more than just a writing competition. It's a global search for the next big isekai hit. Kadokawa, one of Japan's most influential publishers, is teaming up with My Anime List and Honeyfeed to discover fresh talents who can craft stories with the potential to stand alongside industry-defining titles like Overlord, ReZero, The Rising of the Shield Hero, Mushoku Tensei, Sword Art Online, and etc. And as an added bonus, this year's contest features a special guest in the jury panel, Aniko Usagi, writer of The Rising of the Shield Hero. Damn. Winners even receive personalized feedback from this renowned and experienced isekai author, and an incredible chance to gain insight directly from one of the most successful storytellers in the genre. So this is your chance to write a story that doesn't just entertain, but excites. A story that makes readers all over the world say, I couldn't stop reading. So the entry fee is free. I know people were talking about in my comment section on Twitter about different writing platforms that they use, but what this is very similar to what we've seen on Manga Plus Creators, where you use Medibang's service to create manga, and then have like the actual public, the reading public, vote on it, and you as the author can interact with them and stuff like that. That's what this kind of gives. So the novel entry period starts July 7th and it ends September 29th. The judges voting period is September 30th to November 16th. And the public voting is November 17th to December 15, 2025. And the winners will be announced on February 9th. Now, here's the prize here. So a Kadokawa editor and a professional Japanese light novel author will be assigned to your work. And it will be revised in collaboration with you and the Hive Mind Literary Agency. The Japanese translation is intended to be rendered in the style of Japanese light novels by a professional light novel author. Machine translation tools may be used as a reference during the Japanese translation process. English language digital publication worldwide will also be considered. And I to an extent, I have to wonder if that's part of the criteria for Manga Plus Creators that at least we don't see. Because I know for Manga Plus Creators, we do see the, well, you know what? I don't think so to an extent with Manga Plus Creators. Because with Manga Plus Creators, what you get is you have the Shonen Jump Plus, the Jump Plus editorial team judging it. And the Japanese translation for it, I don't think it's machine translated. No, I think because of the translation companies that they do enlist for like the English translations. Because one of my friends works at one of the companies, and it's a Japanese localization company. aka they translate Japanese media content to English. It's a little bit different in regards to that. So Kadokawa, I think that's very interesting that they're using machine localization when they actually have there's actual localizers there. Oh my God, what the hell? Why are you being stupid, Wi-Fi? There we go. But anyways, so here is the grand prize. The grand prize is $5,000, and there's only one winner. And your novel will be scheduled for publication by Kadokawa in Japan as a light novel, and it's subject to Kadokawa's final approval. But here's the interesting thing here. So it's important that the grand prize may not be awarded if no submission meets the standards for publication, which I think is very fascinating. And then the contest winner's prize is $3,000 a pop. So there's two winners or three if no grand prize is selected. And for these winners, the contest winners, you might be offered publication of your novel, but in Japanese by Kadokawa in Japan as a light novel. So even if you don't win like the grand prize of $5,000, you could still win the $3,000 and have your light novel, your story published in Japan. So here's the prize conditions here. To receive a prize, you will be required to enter into a separate written agreement with Q.Cop Inc., one of the administrators and companies that operates the Hive Mind Literary Agency, appointing Q.Dop Inc. as your exclusive agent for a minimum of 1 year, a 1 year term in negotiating the publication, sale, license, or other commercialization of your novel, which you have been awarded a prize on a commission basis. You may also be required to provide an affidavit of eligibility to require a prize. Woo! What? That's interesting. Okay. So I'm curious what you guys think about that, but here's the contest prompt. Okay. So following in the footsteps of titles like Overlord ReZero's, Rising of the Shield Hero, Bushuku Tensei, and Sword Art Online, the contest theme is isekai fantasy. So we're searching for stories about being reincarnated into another world, transported to a different world, or oh, sorry, hold on a second. I just gotta fix this real quick. Fix my desk. Here we go. Or wait. Yeah, here we go. Or drawn into a game-like world. The protagonist should begin with roots in the real world before finding their shine in a fantastical new setting. So it says here it could be transported to a different world or drawn into a game-like world. So think of it like so by that logic, it would kind of be like soul leveling in a way. Or the other one would be Villain to Kill. Dude, speaking of, I know I gotta catch up with Villain to Kill. I do. But if you have not read Villain to Kill, why? Go read it. You will thank me for it. It's what soul leveling, for my opinion, what soul leveling should have been in a lot of ways. But with soul leveling Ragnarok, soul leveling Ragnarok is fucking amazing. I love soul leveling Ragnarok. If you're not reading that manhwa, why? Go read that manhwa. You will thank me. Let's see. The protagonist, yeah, here we go. Why have isekai fantasies become such a global sensation? What is it about these stories that resonate so deeply with readers everywhere? We invite you to explore these questions and create a story of your own, one that captures the magic and wonder that makes isekai such a beloved genre. So what should be essential for your isekai fantasy story? So this is what they're looking for, okay? When it comes to entertainment through writing, the most vital factor is the reader. Can readers genuinely get excited about reading your novel? Your story should be created with the primary goal of delivering enjoyment to the audience. How can you guarantee entertainment in your isekai fantasy contest submission? Post exciting chapters from the very beginning. A story shouldn't only become interesting by the end. It needs to capture the reader's attention right from the start, which is very true. Make an appealing protagonist. See, I'm gonna include Oder, for example, here, because Order of the Flame is kind of having this problem where the world is great, but and the concept is great, but the characters, especially Oder himself, it's they're not as you're not as invested in them as say something like a the Elusive Samurai with Tokiyuki, for example, or with the new series that we got recently in Weekly Shonen Jump. I really like that series a lot. But anyways, let's see. Make an appealing protagonist. Yeah. Readers follow the protagonist, so they need to be engaging. Generally, protagonists fall into two categories: aspirational and relatable. Would I say that's having a likable protagonist and a strong supporting characters also play a significant role? I don't know about that, because sometimes you can have a jackass protagonist and it would work. I like an anti-hero, okay? I am a sucker for it. Best example of this, okay, is this is technically an isekai series as well, is the hero who seeks revenge shall exterminate with darkness. Raoul is an asshole, but he's a likable asshole. You are rooting for him to destroy these mofos. You really are. Would you aspire to be it says it's aspirational and relatable? Would you aspire to be Raoul? Want to be like Raoul, where you get to take out motherfuckers in the cruelest ways and be the god of hell? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, Raoul's a badass bitch. I'd love to be Raoul. But man, after finding out how he got to be the person that he is, though, no. Bro was raped by a guy via a possessed chick. Like the goddess of love or lust possessed the princess to rape Raoul. Like, that's fucked up, man. I'm sorry. But anyways, intriguing scenarios, immersive storytelling, and ease of reading. So the story must pull readers in from the start. Long-winded or overly complex exposition early on can be a turnoff for your readers. We're looking at you, Kawaguchi. We're looking for stories with a smooth, immersive flow. Ones that keep emotionally invested readers turning the pages. We already know about you, Kadokawa. So here's how to enter. Okay, so similar to like Manga Plus creators with Medibank stuff, you have to go create an account with Honeyfeed because they're working because Kadokawa partnered with Honeyfeed. So you go to Honeyfeed, click create new novel, enter your title and synopsis, and set the maturity rating to all audiences. And then when you submit to the contest, you select your novel genres, then check the box next to would you like to submit this novel to the My Anime List X Honeyfeed Writing Contest 2025, the Isekai presented by Kadokawa. Make sure to read carefully. There may be other contests or events active. And then wait, what? So Honeyfeed, dude, this is literally Manga Plus creators in a way. It really is. And then you publish your first chapter. So once published, verify that your novel appears in the My Anime List and Honeyfeed X Honeyfeed Writing Contest section on the Honeyfeed homepage. And authors can submit more than one novel to increase their chances of winning, but only one entry per author will be selected as a finalist candidate. Again, this is very much like Manga Plus creators. So here's the contest participation requirements. So obviously, I think for Manga Plus creators, it's 16, but I could be wrong. But here you got to be 18 years old on or before February 9th, 2026 to be eligible as a contest winner. And obviously the originality, the author who submits their work to the contest must be the sole creator and author of the submitted novel. No co-authored works are allowed. Now that's a little bit different because with Manga Plus creators, you could have co-authored works. Copy editing, proofreading, or cover art by others is permitted. So this is good though. So if you are writing your novel and you want to have someone else do the art, you can still partner with an artist to do the artwork for you. Kind of, and we do see like all the time. We see it we did see it with like No Name and Manga for the Manga Plus creators comparison for that sake. But I like that copy editing and proofreading, as well as cover art, can be done by others, which I think is good. Collaboration, but here's the thing though: collaboration on the story itself is strictly prohibited. That is not the case on Manga Plus creators. The thing is with Manga Plus creators is Shueisha lets you do basically whatever the fuck you want in terms of like the storytelling, as long as it's basically original. That's what they do. But here's the entry requirements. Your novel must be written in English. Novels in any other, this is where it gets a little bit different. Your novel must be written in English. Novels in any other language will be taken down from the Honeyfeed website. For Manga Plus creators, however, you can have your series in English or Spanish, and they're fine with it. But genre, only new isekai fantasy stories created specifically for this contest are eligible, which is really sad because again, I gotta compare this to Manga Plus creators. Manga Plus creators, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You really can. For the most part, you can do whatever you want, and as long as it's basically original, you can do whatever you want, and as long as you're not like blatantly plagiarizing. And I think AI is probably not good for this either. But anyways, let's see this. So this is another thing where it's, and I understand in this situation, I got to compare it to, again, I'm going to compare it to Manga Plus creators because it's a little bit different here. Because Manga Plus creators, you're dealing with manga. So you have images and shit. So you could have like, they give you like I think it's like 8-page count. I think it is. Something like that. But here with this, you have a word count. You have a minimum and maximum word count. That sucks. Manga Plus creators, you don't have that problem at all. You could do as many pages as you want and they will take it. So the minimum is 50,000 words. The maximum is 80,000 words. And recommended, here's the recommended though, is 1,000 to 1,500 words per chapter, but this is not mandatory. Maturity rating, your novel must be set to all audiences on Honeyfeed. So no, not safe for work or 18 plus content allowed in this contest, which really sucks. Deadline and novel status on Honeyfeed. Let's see. Your novel must be marked as completed on Honeyfeed by September 29th, 2025, and must include a satisfying conclusion. So you can't have like an ongoing thing. Again, this is where it's different from Manga Plus creators. Manga Plus creators, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You really can. It doesn't even have to be a completed series either. You can have like multiple chapters posted and whatnot. It's just you gotta have content posted and you gotta have interaction with it. But other than that, you really don't. There's really not that much in Manga Plus creators, which is why Manga Plus creators is. When I stress this so much. I'm not sponsored by Shueisha. Why you do not and Manga Plus? Why you do not sponsor me? It is why. But for Manga Plus creators is like the most free in terms of free speech platform. That is the most free speech you could get in terms of like in terms of manga creation, especially with if you're trying to get into like the actual Japanese industry. Like that's the best one you could go with if you're a manga, if you are doing manga, like that's the best one to go with. With light novels, you really don't there's a few, I guess, but like this is their best chance, especially in the case of Kadokawa. Let's see. Novels marked as completed, but that do not have a satisfactory conclusion by the due date will be disqualified during the judging process. So deadline and future edits. Here we go. You cannot make any changes, additions, or edits to your novel after September 29, 2025. If your novel did not make it as a finalist on November 17, 2025, you're free to make any changes, additions, or edits. If your novel made it to the finalist selection on November 17, 2025, you cannot make any changes, additions, or edits to your novel until February 9, 2026. Here's the general requirements. So obviously, originality is mandatory. So your novel must be entirely original and unpublished before this contest. This includes not being posted anywhere online. So if you have your novel like on another website, for example, you can't include that one. Not being posted anywhere online, including prior versions on Honeyfeed or other websites. Not being published in any physical or digital form, like self-published or traditional. Must not reuse or adapt settings, characters, plot points, designs, or story elements from your own past works. That's fucking stupid. Like, if it's from your own past works, that's one thing, okay? Like, I'd understand if it's from your own past works. But, like, or I'm sorry, I understand it's from other authors' works, like fan fiction, spin-offs, and rewrites, etc. I understand that. But if it's, like, why would you not allow people to use shit from their own work? That's really stupid. And the other thing I don't understand is why not me? There's no way I could enter this contest. I could there's no way. There's no way I could enter this. No way. I'm lucky. Like it's how my writing is like I got to be inspired to write, and if I like am. And that's why some of my articles on bounding take a little bit longer than most because it just gets very frustrating at times. So yeah, I'm not going to enter it. Probably not enter it. I know. But yeah, let's see this here. But I think that's really stupid that if you can prove that you wrote content on another website and want to just use, and especially if it's like within like a year or something of this contest, I think that it would be fair game to use it. Like, or fuck, at least like use your own settings. Like that's stupid. I'm sorry. Exclusivity. Your novel must remain exclusive to Honeyfeed for the full duration of the contest period. Obviously, plagiarism. Any form of plagiarism, including heavily inspired elements from existing works, will result in immediate disqualification. So you can't even, well, you could be inspired, obviously, but not heavily inspired. Okay, I see where they're going from it. Using AI for creative writing beyond minor support is considered plagiarism, which I do agree with. So here's the AI policy, okay? You may use AI tools as support aid, for idea organization, grammar assistance, etc. You may use AI tools to create your novel cover image. Oh, okay. So you could do that. All right. So please include in the image credits the AI tool used to create your image. You may not use AI as a creative editor, story writing, or story writer or co-author. A grammar assistance would be proofreading. Okay, yeah. Fully or partially AI generated stories are strictly forbidden. And violation of this rule will result in immediate disqualification at any stage of the contest. I'm doing okay. Of course, I'm struggling per usual, but that's the story of my life, the struggle life. I'm struggling to pay rent. I'm struggling to, take care, get funding for, the crowns. I need like 2 crowns in my mouth still struggling to do that, and also getting a car. Oh, I got some donation too. Woohoo! Let's see what we got here. Yay, thank you. That makes my life. I will take a double shot in a little bit though. But yeah, earning money and all that shit. But anyways, let's see. So here's the judging criteria here. So this is very important. Like when you go into writing a story for this kind of thing, you got to look for this is how when I write something, I have to look into what they want. Okay. This is how you pass reading comprehension test too. And this is how you write essays in general, period. Judges will evaluate entries based on the criteria below. So failure to comply with any participation requirements or judging criteria may result in immediate disqualification. So here's the presentation and publishing quality. So the novel includes a cover image with proper credit given to the artist or clearly stated if AI generated. Chapters are released on a consistent schedule rather than all at once, which, okay. Again, this is very much like Manga Plus creators. The chapter length is reasonable and easy to read, not excessively long. So like they're saying 1,000 to 1,500 words per chapter. And the novel has a clear, engaging synopsis that hooks potential readers. So here's the storytelling I'm writing. So the novel is exciting from the very beginning, which is fucking obvious. Each chapter contains a compelling hook or turning point that keeps readers passionately engaged in your novel until the end. And writing demonstrates a good English grammar, sentence structure, and clarity. And the novel creatively and effectively incorporates the contest prompt, creating an isekai that immerses readers in the world with smooth pacing, relatable stakes, and an emotional pull. And the author maintains constant readability and flow, delivering an easy-to-flow and emotionally immersive plot. And the novel features a protagonist whom readers care about and is accompanied by a strong supporting character. Again, I'm going to bring a couple examples into this for this. Let me read this part here. The narrative has a satisfying and complete resolution within the required 50K to 80K word count. Okay, so what it is in terms of like protagonist wise, I got to bring Odor of the Flame here because the reason being is that a lot of people are having including me really, are having a hard time connecting with Odor. Like people really don't give a fuck about Odor. Say what you want about Kagurabachi, but like people actually really care about Chihiro as a character. Okay. Same with the Lucid Samurai. I love his Lucid Samurai. Okay. Tokiyuki is my boy. I love Tokiyuki. I was hooked on the Lucid Samurai. Like if you've watched my content long enough, especially when I started covering the Lucid Samurai, like at chapter 1, I was hooked on the Lucid Samurai. You got to have a character that people will care about, obviously. And it's you can have like all the world building you want. Like the world could be like the concept of it can be good and all that. But if you don't have a character that like a Tokiyuki or a Chihiro or a Tanjiro or a what's the other one I was thinking of off the top of my head, or Luffy or Rudius, if you don't have any if you don't, or Subaru, if you don't have any of those characters, or Sambraku too, I should include that too. If you don't have any of those characters, then it's not going to work. And also that includes the supporting cast. With the Sword Art Light's supporting cast is very meh, but like Shangri-La Frontier supporting cast is really good. I love the supporting cast for Shangri-La Frontier. So lovely. It's very interesting that they're talking about this with a supporting cast when soul leveling, which is by their definition an isekai, doesn't have the best supporting cast. I'd say Villain to Kill, which is kind of roughly in the same genre of isekai. I'd say Villain to Kill has a better supporting cast. Oh, for sure. Again, if you have not read Villain to Kill manga, go read it. You will thank me. That manga is good. I would say Soul Leveling Ragnarok has a really good supporting cast, though. Oh god, I love Soul. I can't wait for Ragnarok to come back. Yeah, Kitty can't wait too, huh? Yeah, you owe the people a dance key. Yeah, because someone donated like $2 earlier. You get to kitty dance. So here's your long overdue kitty dance. There's the kitty dance. The kitty dance. The kitty dance. People love the kitty dance. Oh. Oh, kitty. But anyways, so here's the isekai fantasy relevance here. So the novel clearly fulfills the core isekai trope, featuring a protagonist who is transported, reincarnated, or summoned from an ordinary world into a fantasy world, often keeping their memories from the previous world. The narrative explores the protagonist's adaptation or struggles in the new world, and the isekai premise is integral to the plot rather than just a background setting. So again, it's like an overlord, Mushoku Tensei. I mean, Tensei Shitara slimed out of Ken, aka that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Tani Yeshua no Narigari, aka the Rising of the Shield Hero. So yeah, I see and also Sword Art Online would be included in this too. Right, Kitty? Damn desk, why are you falling? But he's the kitty. You got eye bogies, cat. What is with you and your eye bogies? But see, here's the kitty. The kitty wants you to donate so he can do more dances. And he could also eventually cosplay, because kitty cosplay will be a thing at some point. I just need money to do it. And also, if you want more kitty videos, like kitty shorts or videos on the channel, donate. And we will do more of those, because I have lots of cute kitty content that I probably should upload. Right, kitty? We need to do that. If we lived in a better place, I would have a 24-hour like kitty cam so you could see his shenanigans. But it is what it is. Being broke sucks. You can have a hair. Yeah, you can do whatever you want as long as it fits the isekai. Like as long as it fits the isekai trope, the main isekai trope. But anyways, the narrative explores the protagonist's adaptation or struggles in the new world, and the isekai premise is integral to the plot rather than a background setting. So this is where I really say it's like this is very much Manga Plus creators, because here's the community engagement. As the author actively engages with readers by replying to comments and fostering discussion, which is something you do on Manga Plus creators. And this is why I'm repeating myself on this. I'm not sponsored by Shueisha. I'm not sponsored by Manga Plus. And I ain't sponsored by Medibang or Manga Plus creators either. This is just something that this is what I've seen, okay? Is Manga Plus creators does the same thing. It encourages, especially when it comes to the contests that they do, is they encourage community engagement. The author actively engages with readers by replying to comments and fostering discussion. The novel has received positive public feedback, encouraging comments, recurring readers, and the author promotes their novel in appropriate spaces, like Honeyfeed's Discord and social media. And the author, this is fucking ridiculous. Author maintains a positive presence and follows Honeyfeed's site and Discord community guidelines. That's retarded that they're making. This is where it separates itself from Manga Plus creators, because Manga Plus creators don't give a fuck if you use like their Discord or anything like that. They just want you to have like a good, because they have the comment section and stuff like that on the Manga Plus creators website. And this is where readers could read series as well. They just have the community discuss. You just comment in the comment section. Like it shouldn't be that hard. It seems like what this is on Honeyfeed's part is they just want to like get more people in their Discord. Kadokawa, shame on you for not doing exactly what Betty Bang did with Manga Plus creators. So here's the voting procedures. So the judges will read all eligible novels starting September 30th and vote for the final 10 by November 26th, 2025. And the voting process for the jury and the public will take place from November 17th to December 15th, excuse me, giving newcomers and jury sufficient time to read and evaluate the finalist novels. You can cast your vote using the My Anime List mobile application. Okay, so here's the other thing, though. Why not have it set up to where, we get the community engagement shit via My Anime List? Because, like, as I said, all the shit is done in one place for Manga Plus creators. It is done. It's not done on the Medibang app or anything like that. It's just done on Manga Plus creators. That's it. People vote, people comment, and all that shit on Manga Plus creators. That's what they need to do here. I don't know why they just didn't create either a separate website or like have it set up like something on My Anime List or something like that to get to have that same kind of situation, because that's how you will get readers in and readers engaged. But anyways, here's how the judges vote. They will select the top 10 finalists, and all eligible novels entries will be read, discussed, and voted on by our official judging committee. And the judges will evaluate entries based on the judging criteria and select the top 10 finalists. But yeah, so you can apply to be a judge starting July 7th if you want to. And it goes to August 25th. And due to limited spaces, not all applicants will be selected. So there you go. You could be starting July 7th. You got to go here to do it. But yeah. Then there's the public and jury vote. So selecting contest winners after the finalists are announced, a jury of experienced readers will review and provide constructive feedback on the top 10 novels. The jury's feedbacks and scores will be combined with public votes to determine the contest's 3 winners. If you're an avid reader who can offer thoughtful, detailed feedback, we invite you to apply to our jury team, which you can't do until September 29th. But here's the, if you want to be part of the judging committee, here it is. So applicants can't participate as judge or jury for this contest. Duh. All applicants must be over the age of 18. Applicants must have access to Google Drive, aka having a Google Gmail account. Why not? Can't do shit on OneDrive? Come on. Applicants must have time to get on a computer, tablet, or smartphone to read novels and write feedback at least once a week. And applicants must have time to regularly check their email inbox. And people accepted as judges must be open to reading at least 9 assigned novel chapters weekly. And those who apply to become a judge must have a Discord account and access to the Honeyfeed Discord server. And jury applicants are not required to have Discord. Dude, I'm telling you, this is shit. This part of me is thinking this shit is a little bit of a scam to get Honeyfeed to try and get people into their Discord. It's dude, Honeyfeed, you should just be happy that people are using your fucking website. Come the fuck on. I never heard of Honeyfeed until today. Let's see. People accepted as judges must attend the debate to choose the contest finalists, and debates they'll only happen via Discord. Of course. And people, why not via Zoom call or something? Whatever. People accepted as jurors must be open to reading at least one assigned novel to completion weekly. So yeah, so that's what this is here. So yeah, I think we got everything here. Okay. Yeah, I think we got everything here. But what do you guys think about this? To me, this feels like this is the light novel version of Manga Plus creators. But that's what this is to me. But it's a combination of Manga Plus creators and the Viz Originals situation. But yeah, that's what this is. But unlike Viz, this is why I say it's a combination of Manga Plus creators and Viz. The reason why I say it's like Viz is because Viz has a very strict deadline. They are very strict. They have very strict criteria. Whereas Manga Plus creators is a lot more free. They are a lot more open, which is really nice. I do recommend if you are big into indie manga. I really strongly recommend going on Manga Plus creators to see, because yeah. Is this a one-shot thing? this isn't like Manga Plus Creators where it's like a one shot. Well, Manga Plus Creators, you could do like multiple chapters of series on there too. Now you have to do like weekly chapters according to this. You have to do like, you have to upload like at least like 1,000. I think it was like 1,000 to 1,500 words per week, per chapter. You have to do it weekly, so it's not a one shot. But yeah, but I think this is great, but like at the same time, I'm like, dude, Honeyfeed, you really hurt yourselves here because you could have done something. You're trying to be Medibang. That's what you're trying to be. But Medibang and Shueisha have a better setup than this. And I'm looking at, and I also Kadokawa, I'm looking at you too because you're trying to be Shueisha in that regard. But I'm very curious what you guys think. Are you guys going to like try your luck and enter this contest, or are you just like met on this? But I want to get into this Kadokawa stuff here. There's more Kadokawa stuff that we got to talk about that I saw as well. And I'll also, you know what? I'll post the link to this in the chat too because I can. Here's the link to this. Yeah, there we go. There's the link to the whole thing that I just read about the contest and everything. If you're interested in that, that's the link to it. But anyways, now let's get into this because I thought this was very interesting. I first saw this on Automaton, but I found the actual, I went to the actual interview, but I think this is very interesting. And this is the CF, I think it's it's the chief studio officer, Go Kikuchi, talking about this, about the growing anime industry and rising production costs, and that should be embraced positively. I don't know why you're saying it should be embraced positively. I don't think it should be. I think considering the situation with the anime industry, like considering how how the money is misappropriated, I don't think it's positive. Until things are resolved, like in terms of like the appropriation of funds, I don't think that they should be rewarded like this. I'm sorry, I don't. This is a bit of a broad topic, but what do you think about the overall trends in the anime industry going forward? In relation to human resources, anime production costs have risen dramatically, but will this continue? Yeah, it's going to continue. I know that for a fact it will continue. So here's what Kikuchi said. I think it's good that production costs are rising without being misunderstood. Fuck that. No. Here, let me here's the thing though. You're talking about rising production costs. You're saying about being misunderstood. Mofo, JC staff treats their people like slave. It's like slave labor over at JC staff. And like that's even with the rising production costs. You got like it's practically slave labor over at JC staff. It really freaking is. I did a video talking about it. It's bad. Like the newest studio over there. I know I got to drink another double shot, which I will in a second. The newest studio, which is Studio 3, the producer over there said that they, in 1 year, they worked on like at least 3 or 4 productions consecutively. And then I think it was Studio 2, the person there straight up said that they don't even have a cleaning staff or security staff, which is like insane. That is batshit insane. You want to talk about production costs being positive? Like, bro, what the hell? It's not positive. It's to an extent. Yeah, I agree with this. Honeyfeed making you have a Discord is quite scummy. I agree with that because you don't have, as I was saying, you don't need that with Manga Plus creators. Again, I'm not sponsored by them. I should be at this point. But anyways, let's get the reason why the unit prices at they're comparing it to Disney, of course, and the US and in Japan are so different is because Disney's market is basically the whole world. This is a major issue in the industry, both in it says both in production, but it's just production. But anyways, if you try to make something according to Japanese standards, there's a limit to production costs. What? But that's what people want. People want Japanese content made for the Japanese audience. They don't want this global shit. But if you want to sell it according to global standards, Japanese content will also change. That's scary. That is goddamn scary. Think about it. Let's go with this. Ah, fuck. That is freaking scary. So I gotta take another double shot too. But yeah, this is scary to me. Like, the fact that Kadokawa is admitting this is wild. It is. Hold on a second. Woo. Ugh. There we go. Let's see. But yeah, let's read this again here. If you try to make something according to Japanese standards, there's a limit to production costs. But if you want to sell it according to global standards, Japanese content will also change. But like I know it. The thing is, though, is production costs are already rising for just catering to the Japanese audience. It is. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But anyway, yeah. But anyways, that's why we create overseas branches or bases and sell our works all over the world. And the head office gives instructions to each branch, localizes the work, and earns money from the market. Well, if they're talking about changing shit because of changing Japanese content because to like conform to regulations and stuff like that, like for example, like the stuff in like China and Saudi Arabia, like that's understandable. It sucks. I don't like the censorship, but it's understandable. But like I'm talking about like to the West, like I'm talking about to the US specifically, like nah, that's a load of bullshit. Nah. But like if you're talking about other countries that are like heavily regulated, it's understandable. But us here in the US, we should not be having to deal with that shit. We should be getting the content that's as is from Japan. And it shouldn't be botched either. Oh yeah, I forgot about J Novel Club already having a light novel original contest. I'll have to look into that and see if this is worse or not. Because if J Novel, like if this is like a situation where like if I'm gonna make the Viz and Manga Plus Creators comparison, it's like with Viz Originals, you don't get published in Japan at all. With Manga Plus Creators, though, you are given the chance to get published in Japan. If J Novel Club is a similar situation, whereas Viz Originals, where J Novel Club you only get published to where J Novel Club, like, you know, to their customer base or to where they serve, you know, like English customer base and Spanish customer base and whatnot. Like that's one thing, but I don't know. I honestly don't know about that. I'll have to look into that. But then there's this too. I didn't realize this was the case for Korean dramas as well. Korean dramas are now being made at huge prices, but that's because they can be watched all over the world. So, but you're saying it like anime can't be watched all over the world. It can. Again, minus a few regulations here and there, mind you. In terms of what I'm talking about, like for the most, I'm talking about in the Western world, mind you. That's where I'm mainly talking about. I'm not including China. I'm not including the Middle East. I'm talking about the rest of the world. Yeah, and fuck, even Disney changes their shit to cater to the Middle East and to China. So like this shit is kind of moot at this point. But that's because they can be watched all over the world. So if we follow the same rule, Japanese anime production costs can be increased. But the thing is, though, I don't know if anyone tells you, if they don't say it in this interview, but like Japanese anime production costs have gone up since COVID. Corona-sama caused anime production budgets to go up. So like what they're saying is kind of moot to me. I'm just like, dude, you've been getting like increased production budgets since COVID. What the hell are you talking about? This has nothing to do with global shit. Nah, this is more so to do with COVID than anything else. It's kind of, well, it's not just Kadokawa, it's like every studio censors content. You have to deal with the Japanese. Here's the thing: you got to deal with the Japanese TV regulations, right? And what like Crunchyroll, and unless it's specifically made for that streaming service, like say for Netflix, for example, like Crunchyroll and High Dive, they buy, unless it says otherwise, they buy the license to the Japanese broadcast, okay? And the Japanese broadcast is pretty censored. So that's Japanese television regulations. But for everything, the thing is though, is here's the difference between, I'm just thinking about it, between Korean and anime is that K-dramas K-dramas are IRL. They're live action. I say IRL. I mean live action. They don't have the same restrictions that anime does, or the same stigma that anime does. So I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But also, yeah, as I said, anime production budgets have gone up since 2020. If it's being localized by Seven Seas, yes. If they are not, if they're being localized by Yen Press, I think you're okay. Or J Novel Club, I think you're fine. It's just Seven Seas is the one that tends to censor ecchi content. I don't know why they do it, but yeah, it's Seven Seas is the one that does it. Yen Press will be weird from time. We'll have like a little bit of a localization issue from time to time, but yeah, it's not like that. Seven Seas is just the worst when it comes to this. Oh, hi KB Slayer. This has been like that when Tencent and eventually Sony began investing in Kadokawa. Where Kadokawa wants IPs to be global. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Is when global is Kadokawa. This is what I'm talking about. Is Kadokawa wants IPs to meet global sensibilities, which is so unnecessary. You're not hearing this from like any of these other studios. To an extent, you're not. I don't hear this shit from Aniplex, and that's Sony. Oh, that's right. So next week, I talked about this last week. And my anime, go watch my NERDICAST stream from last week. If you want to know about my thoughts on like the full anime expo schedule and summer anime season, go watch my NERDICAST stream from last week because I really went in depth in there. And we had discovered there was a lot of like weird, like there was a lot of kinky shit and a lot of woke shit going on up in the Anime Expo. But yeah, tonight we're supposed to be getting news about Fist of the North Star reboot. So, and something that we theorized in regards to that is that we theorized that at Anime Expo they were going to reveal a trailer. But what we did get, yes, we did get confirmation of this. Okay, so we did get confirmation just now. Okay, so this is breaking. So the teaser and the main cast is going to be for the Fist of the North Star. The teaser and the cast is going to be revealed at Anime Expo, which I was right. I fucking knew it. I knew it was going to be the case. But yeah, so again, this is breaking. And I'm gonna, you know what? Let me pull it up on Twitter. Just give me a second, because I know where to find it. Because I just double checked to make sure. Here we go. So, so the new Fist of the North Star anime is scheduled for 2026, and here's the key visual. So yes, it is going to be 2026, and they also say here that the teaser and the main cast is going to be revealed at Anime Expo. So it's going to be revealed at the I think it was Warner Brothers panel. Yeah, it's the Warner Brothers panel. The Warner Brothers Japan panel is going to reveal the trailer and the cast for Fist of the North Star. So knowing that, and also we got for NBC Universal, we know that Tune to the Midnight Heart is getting a reveal. So I gotta wonder, does this mean that Steel Ball Run is going to get a trailer at Anime Expo? What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that we're going to get a Steel Ball Run trailer at the Warner Brothers Anime Expo panel on July 5th, because Record of Ragnarok season 3, we're definitely getting a trailer for that. Oh, for sure. And now that we know that Fist of the North Star, we're getting a trailer. Yeah, like, to me, that means that there's got to be, and I said it last week. I knew it. I fucking knew we were going to get a Fist of the North Star trailer. I fucking called it. If you watched my stream last week, you know I fucking called this shit. But yeah, so I think it does mean that we're going to get Steel Ball Run. I think we will get a Steel Ball Run trailer. I think we'll get a Steel Ball Run cast reveal. I think we will, because we've only gotten, because I don't think we even gotten the voice actors yet for the Seiyu casting for Steel Ball Run. So I think if that's going to be the case for Fist of the North Star, and probably also for for Bastard, I think that's going to be the case for Steel Ball Run. I'm curious what you guys think about that. But I'm so fucking excited. I'm so happy that I was right. I was right about it. I fucking knew it. I knew it. I goddamn knew it. I was right. I love that I was right. I love it. I love that I was right. Okay, but let's get back to this though. Let's get back to Kadokawa. But yeah, so as it says here, as I mentioned here, Korean dramas are now being made at a huge price, but that's because they can be watched all over the world. I feel like Korean dramas, they're still, but here's the thing with Korean dramas though. They're catering to the Korean audience. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Korean dramas, K-dramas are catering to the Korean audience first. Like, they don't give a fuck about the global audience, last I checked. But this though, so if we follow the same rule, Japanese anime production, but they have been increasing them. That's the thing I find it hilarious, is they're saying the Japanese anime production costs could go up. Mofo, they've been going up since like 2020. What are you talking about? Seriously, what are you talking about? They've been going up since 2020. And it didn't involve compromise. The thing is it didn't involve compromising the content. No, I'm gonna have to ask my Aniplex insider about this too, because I'm just like, dude, I'm like, what are you talking about? And even though production costs are rising, it seems like they're not being distributed properly. See, this is what I said here. What did I say? I said this. Aha. And by redetermining how the production company and staff will share the profits, it might lead to, no, that's not going to be. That's not going to be it. Stop. Like, stop the fuckery. It might lead to the staff at the production studio being able to drive a Mercedes. No. That, like, you had me in the first half. I'm not going to lie. Like, you did. Because I do agree. As I've been saying, I said it earlier. It's the production costs, like, the money is not being distributed properly. I could tell you that for a fact that it's not. I got confirmation that it's not done, that the money is not being distributed properly. That's the freaking problem. That's the goddamn problem. Until that is, until the redistribution problem, in terms, or not redistribution, excuse me, the allocation problem, that's the wrong wording. The allocation problem, the financial allocation problem is solved, then nothing's going to change. You can raise the production costs all you want, but until the financial allocation situation is resolved, it's not going to change. It's kind of like, best example of this is the homeless problem, right? As you have, I don't, fuck you, YouTube, if you like dig me for not using the political correct term, but I'm using the right term, which is homeless problem. You have motherfuckers throwing money at the problem, but like, you can throw all this money into homeless to homeless prevention programs and homeless programs and all that shit. It's still not solving the homeless crisis until you go to the source of the problem, which in a good chunk of the homeless crisis, at least, you know, in Cali and in like New York, for example, or like, I should say the West Coast, because it's Seattle and Oregon as well, which is drug abuse. Until that is resolved, and also like the mental health system is reformed, throwing money at shit is not going to do anything. It's not. You're just throwing money at shit. Yep. Fist of the North, like Fist of the North Star, we know for sure. JoJo Part 7, Steel Ball Run, I do not know for sure, but like if what was any indication, if the Fist of the North Star announcement is any indication, we should be getting something for because we do know according to the Anime Expo listing, there is supposed to be Steel Ball Run, a Steel Ball Run announcement. So if that's why I'm like, if the Fist of the North Star announcement is any indication, yeah, we should be getting like a Steel Ball Run trailer. And if we don't get a trailer, we should be at least be getting casting. That's what, and casting and staff at the very least. But yeah, the listing doesn't, like, if the listing didn't include Steel Ball Run on there for the Anime Expo listing, I wouldn't say shit. But because it does include Steel Ball Run and Fist of the North Star did get confirmed for a trailer, and cast release, that's why I'm like, yeah, it's got to be. What kind of dribble is that Kadokawa producer is spouting? As you said, it's not the bigger budget. That's the problem. It's how you allocate the budget, regardless of how much you're given. Exactly. That's the problem. No one's talking about that, though. Like, everyone's so focused on, like, production budgets and shit. They don't, like, unless you're like me and talk to someone in the industry. And not just that, like me, who looked into, like, what was happening at JC staff, for example. Jesus Christ, that is a hot fucking mess. Like, it is a hot fucking mess. I know from my Aniplex Insider, from the source from there, that for Mappa, they use a good chunk of the funding for talent. And I know for Aniplex, like in the case for Ayakashi Triangle, why despite the production increase, why shit was all screwed up in terms of like delays and stuff like that. It had a lot to do with like the Blu-ray release and shit. So like that's why I'm like, yeah, the allocation budget is a problem. I got a cat to take care of. Like, I mean, I'm a single cat parent, okay? I could probably, like, if I go through some connections, I probably could get something for Anime Expo. I could last year for sure. I could, but I couldn't. I didn't go because one, I'm a single cat parent. I'm not leaving my baby by himself. I don't trust people. I'm not gonna trust other people with him. And also, it's like I don't have a way to get down there, and I don't have like money to stay there. It's not like what I did with E3 where I was fucking stupid and just went down there and like prayed I could find a place to stay. That was stupid. That was so dumb. And also Los Angeles is a lot more dangerous now than it was like back in 2017, 2018-ish. But anyways, let's see. If the market were developed, would it be possible to produce at such a high level? This is where I'm like, okay, I see where Kikuchi, like Latin America, Kikuchi sees you. For example, I think Brazil and Mexico are treasure troves. They are treasure troves. Like Latin America is a treasure trove. They are. It's untapped, which I don't understand why more people aren't recognizing it. The fact that Kikuchi recognizes that Mexico and Brazil are treasure troves, that says a lot. Like, I will give Kikuchi that. Because they are. They really are. And even the manga industry is ignoring them, which I don't understand why. It's like the manga industry is so focused on the US. It's like, dude, south of the border cares about anime and manga more than we do. Like Dragon Ball is practically a religion down there. For fuck's sake. But anyways, and they also said, and also India is necessary to open up markets in such places. The market's already there, though. Brazil, like you're saying, it's necessary to open the market. Mofo, the market's been there. It's been there. Like I think I shocked my Aniplex insider when I told him that Latin America, that how popular anime is and manga is in Central and South America. I think I kind of shocked him with that. It's like, yeah, like there's more of an audience. There's more of a a customer base for anime and manga, and like obviously France, because that's the second biggest outside of Japan. But Europe and Latin America have a bigger customer base for anime and manga than the US. And a lot of it has to do with marketing, especially in the case of France. France goes all out with their marketing. And like with Mexico, like Mexico and like Brazil and shit, like they love it. I mean, Captain Tsubasa is practically a religion down there too. Like a lot of manga is set in Brazil for a reason. Like for fuck's sake, Zatch Bell 2's next arc is in Brazil. Anyways, some people point out that the anime industry is producing too many shows. Let's see what this says here. This is Tamara, who's one of the other producers. Manufacturers are producing a lot of titles, but the number of newcomers is also increasing. I don't think this will decrease. You say that now. Like if you're talking about the US, it will decrease. But if you're talking about like Latin America, maybe Canada and Europe, and obviously India and Australia and shit, like I can see where he's coming from in talking about increases. But in the US, nah. The US, you're going to be lucky to get increases. You will be extremely lucky. And then Kikuchi says this: I don't think it will decrease because everyone thinks anime is still profitable. With all the attention anime is getting, there are a lot of people who out there who mistakenly think that anime is profitable, so it's good. We tend to fall into that trap. Exactly. But having a production company was a turning point. We learned the pain of making things firsthand, but the fact that a number of productions is not decreasing also shows that there is room for growth as an industry. And here's another thing, though. Here's another lesson here that you're going to learn, that I learned from my Aniplex Insider, is that a lot of the reasons why even the worst productions even get renewed is because of distribution rights. That's why. It's because distribution rights bring in money. That's why. That's the reason why the worst anime are getting renewed is because of distribution rights. Like oh my god, what was it? What was the show? There was a JC Staff production that my Aniplex Insider mentioned. I can't remember it right at the top of my head. But yeah, I do. But it's like I look at that, I'm like, yeah. Do I still have it here in my fucking thing? No. Damn it! I wish I could remember the title off the top of my head. But yeah, it's true. It is. So they're being stupid. However, it's not. Here it is. However, it is not healthy that there is a scramble for the few production lines, for the few quality production lines. Many newcomers think that I just have to pay money to get the line, right? There are a lot of production costs that are not part of the industry rules. That is what is disrupting the balance of the industry. Ooh, okay. Let's take a look at this here. It's not healthy that there is a scramble for the few quality production lines. No, that's true, but it's also not healthy that you're seeing like companies or studios like JC Staff take like, say on their website, mind you, that they want to put out at least, what was it, 8 to 10 anime out per year. That is dangerous. That's slave labor. I have to pay money to get that line, right? There are a lot of production costs that are not part of the industry rules. That's what's disrupting the balance of the industry. Granted, that two things can be true at once, but there is that overhaul. There is that too on the other side of things, where like JC Staff is just taking so many because they want to make money. It was the same when business in China boomed. Many newcomers came in all at once, but now there's no recoupment at all just by selling to China, which is, again, remember I said about redistribution. I wasn't talking about US. Nah, I was talking about China. China is the one that's bringing Japan more money than the US. Finally, let's see what anime production Kadokawa aims for. I want people to join us if they love anime and are interested in the anime industry, just like they would get a job in the normal industry. this is a challenge for us, but we want to make it a normal industry with a solid reception system where people can have weekends off and have fun. Beyond that, we have many goals, such as creating an incredibly high quality industry. Well, Trigger does that. Follow Trigger's model. Follow Trigger's model, and you will get that. And Dave, to an extent, David Productions' model too. What Trigger does, I don't know if David Productions does this, but I know Trigger does this, so this is why I'm going to use Trigger. Is Trigger, what they do is they take 1 to 2 lines, aka 1 to 2, productions a year, and they're training up animators because there is a shortage. And they're trying to do everything in-house. Trigger's goal is that they're going to have all their productions done in-house at some point. And to an extent, JC staff is kind of doing that, but I feel like they're going about it like the wrong way. In my opinion, they're going about it like the worst way, by like forcing like all these productions onto people, or consecutive productions, instead of like, if they went to cut it down from like 8 to 10 to like maybe like cut it in half to like 4 to 5, especially since they have like 3 studios at least. I think that you might get better quality art and animation. You might get better quality anime from them, but at least that's just my opinion. But anyways, and there's also this Japan's friendliest studio group. Anime production is a history of battles in a sense, but the market has grown, and people all over the world are now watching it. Yeah, that's true. Now I want to create a place where people think that the things we make all in Japan are the most interesting. They already do. That's why they're watching it. You fucking idiot. I want to bring back the hollowing out of the industry that has existed over the past 20 years, when all the videos were dumped overseas, and show the world that the things made in Japan are good quality and interesting. But hold on a second. A sense of crisis is in the anime industry. Kadokawa's executives expressed their enthusiasm for improving working conditions. Hold on, let's take a look at that, because I think that's kind of important to this discussion as well, because I'm going to talk about that like with what the Japanese government is doing as well. So let's see here. Where is it? Blah, 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 blah. We don't care about that. Here we go. People think that working in anime means you have to lie down in a chair and not be able to go home, which hasn't been the case from what my Aniplex insider said. That hasn't been the case for at least a decade. So you don't want to choose that kind of job. When we're recruiting at Kadokawa, people say, I want to do anime, but they want to do advertising and rights rather than planning. Planning seems hard, and even more so, the production company says, that's no joke. Planning is probably pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. First of all, we need to get rid of that. Now I want to improve that part and create a system where people who want to make anime will jump in. Let's see. Here we go. So Kadokawa Studios has been around for 7 years since Ingi. I didn't know this, since Ingi was founded in 2018. But did the idea for it start before that? Like, how long have you been thinking about it? So here's what Kikuchi said here. The idea of creating a studio started 2 years ago when Ingi was founded. At that time, I was not yet in charge of the anime business, but due to labor management issues, Kadokawa had a policy of never having a studio. However, other studios such as Sunrise, now part of the Bandai Namco Group, and Aniplex had studios, which I do know this. You have with Aniplex, they're talking about like the subsidiaries like Cloverworks and shit like that in the case of Aniplex. I thought that, in other words, in order to grow the industry, we needed to bring in production power together. So when I became the person in charge, we decided to have a production company as a new business policy. Then let's see. Yeah, so then when we're talking about actually starting a production studio, we happen to hear that Mr. Yoshioka, the Engi CEO, was going to go independent. So together with Sammy and Ultra Super Pictures, we took a stake in Engi and started the company. And after Engi in 2019, you co-invested in Kinema Citrus. I'm sorry, what I say? And launched Studio Kadan in 2021, acquired Raging Bull as a subsidiary in 2023, founded Bellnox Films 2024, and acquired Doga Kobo as a subsidiary in 2024. And Doga Kobo is the one that makes like Oshinoko. And furthermore, in February of this year, you acquired Chiptune as a subsidiary. And there are various reasons beyond, such as fate, as the situation and the situation at that time. At the time, I heard from Mr. Kadani, and this is the Bushy Road president, that fucker, that Bushy Road was thinking of supporting Kinema Citrus, and we decided to back it up together based on our long-standing relationship with Kadokawa and Bushy Road. And when I had two companies, Ingi and Kinema Citrus, I wanted to create a company that was 100% invested and operated under Kadokawa's will in the future. Speaking of, Ingi, your shit is like, your Ingi's anime has been very hit or miss for me. I'm not gonna lie. However, even the stage of having two companies, I felt that I had stepped into a difficult place. Therefore, rather than rushing ahead, I would like to solidify the system. First, I will improve the working environment, develop human resources, which is something we've seen with Kadokawa and we've seen with obviously Aniplex and shit. After that, I would like to aim to for a system where we can produce everything in house without relying on outside companies, which is, as I said, what Trigger is doing. And I want to say to an extent what Aniplex's endgame is as well, because Aniplex is doing something very similar as well. But yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to get from this. But speaking of the anime industry, changing shit up, we need to cover this, which is what Japan is starting. The Japanese government is stepping in. So the industry ministry said on Tuesday that it will set up a third-party organization to improve the working conditions of animation industry workers. And the move is part of a 5-year action plan aimed to boosting overseas sales of Japanese content, such as manga and video games, to 20 trillion yen, or $138 billion in 2023. I understand wanting to appeal to overseas people. I understand. I do. But you should just want to improve the working conditions just because you want to improve the working conditions. Overseas shit aside, you're doing just fine. Overseas fans, I mean, I'm an overseas fan, mind you. We like the shit that we're getting. We don't want any Western influence. We don't want any of that shit. But you should be improving it just because, not just because of global overseas sales. You shouldn't be doing that. But this is true though. The Japanese anime industry has been facing chronic labor shortages linked to poor working conditions that have led to a decrease in the number of productions. That's half true. The reason why there's a shortage because people are just not joining the anime industry. When I say it's part of it is working conditions, maybe JC staff is the best example of it, but JC staff is taking even entry level. But in general, there's just not enough. Specifically, there's not enough in between animators, for example. There's just a lot of problems. And yes, it is. Anime Expo is still relevant because of, if you again watch my video from last week, you will see how relevant it is. Because you have mangaka coming in, you have the Gachi Kudo mangaka, you have the Summer Hikaru Dai mangaka coming in, you have the B-Stars mangaka coming in for Sanda. You got a lot of good mangaka. You have high profile mangaka coming in. So, Warner Brothers. Wait, isn't it Warner Brothers in Japan and Warner Brothers Japan and David Productions the rights to release the trailer at Anime Expo on July 5th? Yeah, no, it says straight up they're releasing it July 5th. They're releasing a trailer on July 5th. So you're going to see it on July 5th. They'll probably, if they release a trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, it will be the same trailer, more than likely. But anyways, the Japanese anime industry has been facing, I said that already, decrease in the number of productions. The ministry aims to help the content industry release high quality works abroad in a sustainable way by allowing creators to work without anxiety. Tell that to JC staff! Until I see shit change at JC staff, I'm not going to believe anything. I'm not. The fact that you have a brand new studio work on 3, maybe 4 consecutive projects in a row, and then not only that, you have one studio that doesn't even have a security and cleaning team. like, or clean staff, like, that's a problem. Until you see changes at JC staff, I don't believe shit that's coming out of these people's mouths. I do not believe it. I refuse to believe it. Okay, then there's, you mentioned that. Where's the other one? Oh yeah, I want to redo this. I want to make sure I mention this real quick. Oh fuck, what is this? I need to. I need to post this on Twitter as well. Oh damn it! Shut up, keyboard. There you go. I just want to post this on Twitter real quick. Just give me a sec. I know Sugoi Light, in regards to Fist of the North Star, Sugoi Light confirmed that, I saw it earlier today that they confirmed the 2026 release. Just want to make sure I have this posted on Twitter real fast. At Brothers Japan. July 5th. Okay. Okay, so oh yeah, I wanted to do the Toonami stuff. Where are you, Toonami? I already addressed you. Oh yeah, I already talked about that before. I don't need you. I need. Oh yeah, this is the one I wanted. Okay, so something that I saw this and I thought this was interesting, is that a lot of people have been pissed off about Toonami's dubs. And something that's very interesting is that Toonami is not using like Crunchyroll dubs for a good chunk of their stuff. No. Especially for their originals, which I think is very fascinating considering the relationship, with Funimation and all that. You would think that Crunchyroll would do that. But this is what Jason DeMarco said. Also there's the sub too that I'm going to mention as well, but hold on a second. Where is the is it here? Yeah, here it is. I'm sorry. I put the wrong article up. We'll talk about that subs are taking over in a second, but here's the reason why here. So according to Jason DeMarco, Warner Brothers Discovery isn't intentionally prioritizing Sentai Studios as their one and only choice for English dubbing on their recent anime series. However, circumstances and familiarity with each other's wants and needs have often led the two companies to collaborate on new projects. So yeah, it's the usual. So it's very hard to get into. This is what I think is very weird, though. It's very hard to get into the former Funimation sort of train, which, considering how Toonami put Funimation on the map, and that technically you, Crunchyroll, would not, now Funimation, would not exist without them, and consider also, remember, the person that ran Funimation into the ground is running Crunchyroll. You would think that, oh, wait, yeah, we wouldn't be here without Toonami. Maybe we should, at least throw them a bone. Nah, we're not going to do that shit. We're going to give them shitty ass dubs. But anyways, but yeah, because DeMarco's referring to the high profile voice actors or formerly associated with Funimation before becoming a part of Crunchyroll. It's pretty always booked. Sentai has availability, and they're willing to work with us. And they're also a studio beyond just being a distributor. And they have a working voiceover studio, and they need to keep work coming in and out. It just so happened that for Ninja, Kamui, and Lazarus, it was almost more of a scheduling thing. That said, I think I get along with the Sentai folks. Excuse me. We understand each other. They know what I'm looking for in terms of price point. They know when I'm looking with when I'm working with money wise, and they also know what we don't want. Yeah, Kitty, I gotta wonder if that's the case too, huh? Yeah, you think so too? So what Kitty thinks is that if Toonami would have given Crunchyroll the right amount of money, that they would have done the dubbing, right, Kat? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's what you're saying. My cat is smart. I have the smartest cat ever. He's a good kitty. Oh no, kitty! No kitty tackles. You see, this cat is trying to tackle me. Why are you trying to tackle me? Poor silly. You are a silly cat. I'm working though, kitty. You can be perched on me all you want. You can perch on me all you want, but you are a kitty. Well, anyways, let's see. Oh yeah, DeMarco also made it clear that Warner Brothers Discovery has worked with other dubbing studios such as Bang Zoom Studios, Uzumaki, and Yava Post for the Fooly Cooly sequels. And I have never heard of that fucking studio before, and intends to keep working with all three companies in the future. There are guys like Nyav Post, and I would say they're amazing collaborators. I think they're always they always do amazing work. And I love Bang Zoom is very hit or miss, okay? Like Bang Zoom does Witch Watch's dub, and oh my god, that dub is nails on a fucking chalkboard. That is torture. Nico's voice is specifically is fucking torture. If you are watching Witch Watch dub and you like it, like that's on you. But God, I do not understand how you like it, especially compared to the sub where Nico Seiyu is like goddamn perfect. That is freaking Nico. But anyways, I think they always do amazing work. And I love Bang Zoom too. Those are the three I work with the most often. But Sentai is more happenstance than the targeted plan, if it that makes sense. That really sucks, man. I feel bad. Again, considering all the fuckery that has happened. But again, the fact that, Funimation / Crunchyroll would not exist without Toonami, you would think. But no. Ow, kitty, that hurts. All right, let's get to this here, though. But this is very interesting as well. So apparently Jason DeMarco and is pushing to air English subtitle anime on Adult Swim, and it's not just him; it's between him and oh shit, what the fuck? Why are you being stupid? Why are you not working? Hold on a second. Why are we? Yeah, it should be working. Why did you mute? That was stupid. I'm sorry. I don't know why it said it was muted, but it shouldn't be muted now. That it's DeMarco, Cartoon Network president Michael Ulin, and Kim Manning, the vice president of programming for Adult Swim and Cartoon Network, that are pushing to get more subtitled anime onto Toonami, which is great because that will get more people watching Toonami, in my opinion. Because most of us watch our videos with subtitles these days, whether on YouTube or elsewhere. So it's like, why are we worrying about? Motherfucker, it's not that. It's because you're getting better quality anime with subtitles, and more people are watching subtitles than dubbed. That's what it is. The Toonami co-creator continued. It's still a fact that sometimes you will see less people watching. That's a load of bullshit. I'm sorry, Jason DeMarco. That is a load of bullshit. You will see less people. Wait, hold on a second. You will see less people watch the sub than the dub. Yeah, because more people are watching the sub than the dub. Let's be real. But the difference is getting more and more marginal. That was somewhat of an internal push on all our parts, all of our parts. Can we reflect reality and not do the old cable change thing? Currently, the anime series that Adult Swim has aired with English subtitles and its original Japanese audio are Ninja Kamui, Rick and Morty, the anime, Uzumaki, and Lazarus. These premieres are usually at the tail end of the Saturday night block, while the English dub premieres are earlier in the night. That's wild. So they do have the English subtitle versions, but they're later. Like, if you can't get Funimation to do it, I understand trying to help the dub studios out. But at the same time, it's like, for shit like Lazarus, if people are pissed off about the dub, just have the sub. And DeMarco's comments back up the idea that the stigma of reading subtitles has faded thanks to online viral videos that are captioned for social media users who are hard of hearing or have their volume set to mute when they're browsing their feed. It's also true that today's anime viewing experience is vastly different from what was previously offered by Toonami when the anime action block initially premiered in 1997. Well, duh! Like back in 1997, we had actual quality dubs as well. We didn't have these shit-ass dubs. I'm talking about voice acting quality, not just script-wise, but anyways. Of course, the popularity of English dubbed anime will never disappear. The recent trend of same-day or near simultaneous English subbed and English dub premieres for anime like Soul Leveling, Kaiju Number 8, My Dress Up Darling is a notable example of this. I think it's just English dubs are getting desperate. Interestingly, the simulcast trend began with Space Dandy when it initially premiered on Adult Swim in January 2014, one day before its Japanese TV broadcast, which is true. I remember that. But there's one other thing. There's another couple of things I wanted. Where is the... got that. Wait, hold on a second. I'm missing the Disney. There it is. Okay. Let me just pull the Disney thing real quick. Hold on. So in regards to the Disney using AI for their localizations. So there's this job listing that came up on Disney Careers called Creative Supervisor. And what it says here is that the creative supervisor drives the localization of studio branded content, ensuring the creative and operational excellence of dubbed and subtitled versions for international markets. Right, Kitty? They haven't donated, so there's no more kitty dances. They don't love you, Kitty. The humans don't love you, Kitty. But you're my kitty. You're a good kitty. Kitty has claimed my lap in the name of kitties. That's what he's doing. Partnering closely with global teams, the supervisor safeguards the original filmmaker's intent. Hold on a second. Supervisors safeguards the original filmmaker's intent while delivering projects on time, securely, and at the highest quality standards. And they will actively explore and monitor AI-driven localization tools. No wonder Disney subtitles are better than like the Crunchyroll and the High Dive counterparts. It makes sense. It totally makes sense, doesn't it? Oh my God. In order to accelerate workflows and raise performance. Anyways, additionally, the role requires tracking of localization data, analyzing key operational metrics, and identifying opportunities for continuous improvement. And obviously, reporting to the senior manager, the supervisor plays a key role in scaling operations through innovation, data-driven decisions, and operational leadership. And man, my views like went down to like nothing. We had like 11 earlier, and now we're down to 4. Like, God, that makes me feel horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have donations either, which really makes me sad. Right, Kitty? Does it make you sad? Well, it makes my keyboard sad. But it makes you sad too, right, Kitty? especially since we gotta pay rent next week. Oh God, you and your fucking eye bogeys, cat. I need to raise more money than this, man. Oh, let me drink a little bit more water too. There we go. Okay, so let's look at the responsibilities here. So the one that stood out to me. Whoa, kitty. What are you doing? Are you upset that the people don't care about you, kitty? Is that it? You want the humans to care about you? You want the humans to care about you, kitty? Is that it? You're a sweet kitty. Oh, he's a sweet kitty. Look at that face. She's so sweet. He's a sweet kitty. Here, let me do this for a second. Before I... Look at that sweet kitty. Kitty, look at the... Hey! I'm saying look at the camera, Mr. Man. Because they love the sweet kitties. They love the sweet kitties. Look at that kitty. He's so cute. He's so sweet. He's so snuggly. He's like, hi, humans. I am a cat. Do you want to pet me? Do you want to rub my belly? Right, kitty? Right, kitty? Are you a good kitty? Yeah, he's a good kitty. What? What do you want? What? What? Oh, look at that. Look at that nuzzles. He's the best kitty. You are a good kitty. Look at that kitty. Look at that cat. He's so cute. He's so cute. Look at that. Look at that little face. He's like, love me, human, so I can get treats. You want treats, right, kitty? You want treats, right, kitty? Look at the camera if you want tweets, kitty. I said look at the camera and you'll get tweets, kitty. What? You want to be loved, kitty? Or do you want tweets? Look at that. My cat is so smart. He's such a smart boy. He's a smart boy. Why, you a smart little boy. See, the humans love the kitties. They love you, kitty. Look at that. They love you. They love you, kitty. We're kitty famous. We will get you in cosplay at some point because you are cute. Because he is my cute kitty. He's somebody else's cute kitty, but he's my cute kitty, right? You're my cute kitty, right? Yeah, he's a smart boy. Look at that. He's so smart. He's so smart. He's a smart baby. He's a smart baby kitties. Are you smart? Yeah, look how smart he is. He's a smart boy. He wants more, like, the more donations he gets, the more dancing you get from him. He will do lots of dances. He will do lots of cuddles. I don't know if I can get him to meow on command, but he is, my cat is awesome like that. My cat is so cute. Look how cute he is. He's just a cute kitty. He can host. Here, kitty, you can host. What do you want to talk about, kitty? I need more tweets. Give me more tweets, humans. You want more tweets, humans? Oh, hi, Kingdom Young Queen. You came in time. Yeah, Kitty's a good boy. Kitty attracts the peoples. And now he left me. Why'd you leave me, cat? The people love you. Yeah, I'm surprised that Disney, of all companies, handles the subbing better than High Dive and Crunchyroll, though. I'm still wary. Okay, here's the thing with Bleach, though. Bleach, it's not Disney. Bleach, it is Viz. Viz is the one handling the Bleach localization. How I know this is because they obtained the license for Bleach. So yeah. Oh, my kitty's name? Zeno. Zeno, come here, keys. Come here, Zeno Asagiri. Come here. What you doing, Zeno? Shut up, keyboard. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Kitty. Come here, Key. Come here. The people want you. The people want you, Keys. Why are you looking like here? You could see him. Look at that. Look at that kitty. He's just chilling. Say hi, kitty. He's roaring. Look at that majestic kitty. What, Zeno? What do you have to say to the humans? He's trying to help me. He's trying to help me raise money. That's what he's doing. He's trying to raise money with his cuteness. Right, cat? Oh, he's come. You gonna come over here now? Oh, hold on a second. He's coming over here. Oh, look at the kitty. Oh, the kitty. Oh, the kitty. The kitty Zeno. The Zeno Asagiri. The Zeno Zenos. The kitty kitties. The cats are cats. There he is. People wants to see the kitty. They love the kitty. This kitty is cute. He is my little Bubba. He is my little belly Bubba kitties. Say hi, Zeno. Say hi. Say hi to the humans. Say hi. What are you doing? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that Bubba. He's so cute. Isn't he cute? He's my little Bubba. Oh, he's a little Bubba kitty. He's a little Bubba kitty. He's the king kitty. Right, Zeno? You the king kitty? Look at that. Look at that face. He's the king kitty. Oh, look at that. He reached out to you. Reach out to the humans. Reach out to the humans again, kitty. Look at that. Look at that little face. Yeah, that's the kitty. He's the king kitty, right? Someday we will have a kitty cam, but unfortunately we are too poor to do that, and we do not have a good. Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, thank you. That makes me happy. Anyways, let me. Unless Zeno wants to come back here, he's on his scratchy boards at the moment. You could see him right there. Zeno, what are you doing, Key? He does. He's got like some beautiful eyes. Like, I love taking pictures of him. He's got like, he works it when I take pictures of him. He does. He is a amazing model, kitties. Like, if you've seen some of my pictures on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know how I'm able to do it, but like, he just loves posing for the camera. Zeno-chan, what are you doing? Look at that. Look at that face. Like, that's photographable right here, right? Like, you see how I could take pictures of him? You see how I get my pictures of him? Like, look at that. Like, he is memeable. Zeno-chan is cute. Zeno-chan's are cool kitties. Yeah, they're talking to you, kitty. See what I mean? Like, I would totally grab a camera and take a picture of him like that. He's just so perfect. Look at him. He is so goddamn cute. If I had the space and the funds, there would be a 24/7 kitty cam so you could see what he's up to. Because he gets up to some like insane shenanigans when I'm not looking at him. Right, kitty? I was like, what are you talking to me for? Yeah, I'm looking at you. I'm snitching on you. See, Zeno, they like you more than me. Why, I do not know. Well, obviously because you're a cat and you're cute. That's why they like you more than me. You have anything to say to the humans, kitty? Anything to say? Oh, he nuzzled the camera. Look at that. He gave you a kitty nuzzle. I can't give Zeno a mic. Zeno got the camera. That's enough. You got a nuzzle from him. You want more nuzzles from Kitty? Do you want more nuzzles from Kitty? Do you want to give more nuzzles? Oh my god, the look on his face. Zeno, you want to get more nuzzles? Want to get more nuzzles, Kitty? Want to get more nuzzles, Kitty? You're going to get treats after this. You know that, right? Zeno, what are you doing? I know some of you just come for the kitty because he's cute. I know. Oh, here he comes. All right, kitty, come here. There he is. There's the kitty. There he is. There's the papa. There's the papa. Say hi, papa. They love you, kitty. You're the mascot of this channel because you're the cute kitties. If you want to help support us, all of our stuff is in the pinned comment if you are in the live chat. So, and every dollar gives him a kitty dance. You will get kitty dances for every dollar donated. Right, kitties? Right? Right, kitty? Ow! I need to clip your claws. Your claws are getting too sharp. But yeah, there he is. Oh, here, hold on a second. Kitty stretch. Come on, let's do kitty stretch. Come on. Kitty stretch. Kitty stretch. There you go. You got a little bit of a kitty stretch, too. I think the people want more kitty. Oh, the kitties. Kind of a lover kid. No, he's just my therapy kitty. He's my adorable therapy kitty who's scratching on his scratchy board at the moment. Kitty, are you done being a show-off? Oh, he left. He's like, if there's no donations, I'm out. My kitty is silly. But yeah, I did that for a second because I wanted to see how much people love the kitty. But yeah, so yeah, it really does seem like Disney is getting into AI localizations, especially like when you see this. Because you have managed day-to-day localization operations across global teams, ensuring compliance with studio quality standards, material specifications, SLAs, and whatnot. What key? And you got to leverage AI data tools and stuff too. There's a lot of that. But, what kitty? Oh shit, why did I click that? That's not what I wanted. I wanted to click that. I need to do, oh, this one I needed to do. Okay. We need to get into this story. Where is it? Where's the tweet? Okay, here we go. I really wanted to talk about this. But yeah, it's interesting how Disney is probably getting into AI. But what's really interesting too is another thing that's interesting is Nintendo is shadow banning hentai girls, like to the point where the developer was like, dude, I'm just gonna change the title. And what's even crazier, it's only in Japan that this is happening. So hentai girls for the Nintendo Switch gets renamed to kawaii girls as the game stopped appearing in Switch 2's new releases section. So this is just a puzzle game too. Like, what the fuck? Produced by for the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. It's already had its problems with My Nintendo Store having multiple titles delisted. Oh my god, over the course of this year, and is infamous among Switch users for its AI generated art, provocative naming, and the tendency to clutter up the new releases and best deal section of the store. Like, if it was just the AI generated art, okay, I understand. If you want to get all pissy about that, fine. But like, other than that, it's like, dude, why are you getting mad? The series publisher Pakotame announced on June 19th that all future installments of Hentai Girls will be renamed to Kawaii Girls. While the exact reason for the change wasn't stated, it is implied that it might be due to the titles not appearing in the Switch 2's new releases section. And the official announcement, Pakotame announced that the upcoming entries in the Hentai Girl series will be renamed to Kawaii Girls, starting from July this year. However, they clarified that the previous Hentai Girls games will not be subjected to renaming. Furthermore, they advise users to looking up Switch 2 versions of existing Hentai Girls titles, including Hentai Girls Charming Chef, which released on June 19th, to use the keyword Pakotime instead. That is wild. And the Automaton author here, the author of this article, was able to confirm this because the games showing up without any issues. The games show up without any issues for Switch, but are very hard to find for the Switch too. So it's not the Switch. If you're on the original Switch, you're not having this problem, specifically the Japanese original Switch. But if you're on the Switch too, that's where it's finding issues. But they are hard to find for the Switch too. They will only come up if you search the publisher's name. This means the hentai and other similarly sensitive words are possibly being shadow banned by Nintendo Switch 2 Store's search engine. It is interesting, however, that the word hentai doesn't seem. This is where it's interesting. Okay, it does not seem to be blocked in the US eShop. I wonder why it's not blocked in the US eShop. Why is it only in the Japanese shop that this is happening? I think that's very bizarre, don't you? Well, we talked about a little bit of the AI revolution happening with possibly with Disney's localizations. We talked about the light novel contest that's happening with Kadokawa, and Kadokawa is very interesting point of view in terms of production costs. But now we're talking about how Nintendo is shadow banning titles in the Japanese Switch 2 store. It's not in, because as it says here, it's not in the US eShop. Well, the new Hentai Girls Charming Chef still hasn't released there. Past titles, which include the word hentai, appear normally on the new releases page. This suggests that the keyword hentai is possibly blocked in Japan, and this could be due to the fact that the Japanese word hentai is a lot more associated with sexual deviance / inclinations outside of social norms, while in the West, the term hentai usually refers to anime-styled explicit content in general. That's very interesting. I'm very curious what you guys think about that. Like, out of all places, you wouldn't think it would be the Japanese store. Like, I'd understand if it was the English Switch store, like the European or the Nintendo of America Switch store. I would totally understand that. It's stupid, mind you, but I totally understand that. But Japan, like, it's only Switch 2 as well, which I think is very, very odd. But then there's... Well, if we have enough time, we'll go to the Gundam one, because I did find a Gundam review. Not review. I'm sorry, an interview with the Gundam creator Tomino, the director Tomino, that has some very interesting stuff in here. But it depends on how many donations I get, if I get any more donations, because right now I have not gotten any. So, but I think I will do. Oh, I should do this one because it's an update kind of thing. Is this has been a bizarre story too. After silently deleting disputed claim of ownership of Vanguard Princess, U.S. publisher Ego Manga is changing its story again. This is so fucking weird. It is. A month ago, U.S. publisher Ego Manga released a public statement claiming exclusive ownership of the Vanguard Princess IP in both the U.S. and Japan. And this post was subsequently deleted without any explanation, possibly and probably more than likely in response to criticism from Japanese media and fans of the series. But it seems like Ego Manga is changing its story once again. As spotted by Japanese game publication GameSpark, Ego Manga has recently been making similar assertions on Steam, but with key differences in wording. All right, let's see what they're saying here. In one of their comments on a Steam discussion regarding the controversial claim about the licensing of Vanguard Princess, Ego Manga stated that they own the rights to the English version of the game, which was allegedly licensed to them by original creator Tomoaki Sugano via trademark and copyright applications granted by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. This is consistent with their retracted statement from May. On the other hand, the publishers say they have been granted usage rights for the Japanese version of the game as opposed to the previously asserted ownership. Interesting, huh? Well, looking at the general discussion threads on the Vanguard Princess Steam page, it seems like Ego Manga has been sharing the same exact message in all of their customer support replies, regardless of the actual topic of the thread, which is very, very sus. Furthermore, they claim to have been modifying threads on Steam in order to communicate what they refer to as the straight facts of their usage rights. This is why is no one talking about this? I've not seen anyone talk about this. I'm probably like the only one probably talking about this. As GameSpot points out, this change in messaging brings up a contradiction. If the game was actually licensed to Ego Manga by the creator, there would be no need for them to obtain usage rights through arbitration. To clarify, the Japanese copyright arbitration system allows you to legally use orphan copyrighted works if the rights holder is not reachable, given that you obtain a ruling from the Agency of Cultural Affairs, which is something Ego Manga referred to in their original claim of ownership of the IP. However, with the company's previously published statement deleted and information being shared via Steam threads, it is yet to be seen whether an official clarification on the matter will be issued. And currently, Ego Manga are working on Vanguard Princess Mobile alongside a PC port with a Kickstarter campaign launching soon. That is very suspicious. That is very sus. Like, it is wild that this company thinks they're going to get away with this. And the thing is though, on the Western side of things, people are so ignorant because people don't pay attention. They might. That's why I cover this shit. I might be the only person covering this shit, but I am covering this shit because I think it's very important. But then there's this, in terms of another video game here, which I think is very interesting. Yeah, here we go. Is this about Square Enix? I got a couple of things on Square Enix. So Square Enix non-committal nod to shareholders is not them promising a big comeback of turn-based RPGs, nor praise of Claire Obscure Expedition 33. So recent headlines from English-speaking outlets, again, I'm going to be probably the only one talking about this. Thank you, Automaton, by the way, for this shit. Have claimed that Square Enix is planning to make more turn-based RPGs, citing comments made at the company's recent shareholder meetings. However, this is a bit of a misunderstanding, likely caused by the language barrier, as what was actually said, according to our Japanese editorial staff, was a measured and corporate response, not a declaration of the company's future development plans. And the misunderstanding originates from a post made by a Japanese journalist who attended Square Enix's 45th annual shareholders meeting held on June 25th. And during the meeting, they voiced a request that Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy titles be released more regularly, ideally alternating releases year by year. I don't mind that. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, if they're like talking about like remakes or something like that, maybe. If they're talking about DLC or something, maybe. But if we're talking about like new entries into the series, no, it's got to be more than every other year. It's got to be like maybe every 3 or 4 years or something like that. They emphasize that this wouldn't be about sacrificing quality, but about avoiding the extremes of past leadership under President Wada, where too few major titles were released in the name of why is that a bad thing? That's not a bad thing to have like only a few titles released, but they're like quality titles. Don't pull an Activision or an Ubisoft. That's fucking stupid. Let's see. And under President Matsuda, who pushed out too many, sometimes low quality titles for the sake of quantity, that's a bad thing to do. Oh my God, that's so bad. As part of that feedback, the reporter who expressed hope that future Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest entries would return to turn-based combat, citing both the direction shift seen in Final Fantasy 16 and the success of Sandfall Interactive's Claire Obscure Expedition 33. In response, Square Enix was cautious and non-committal. In a manner typical of public shareholder meetings, its executives acknowledged that the feedback and reiterated that the next 3 years, as laid out in the company's medium-term business plan, are about delivering truly entertaining games to players. And they added that after this period, Square Enix does intend to ramp up its output again, including mid-sized titles. As for turn-based RPGs, they commented that they recognize them as a genre that represents Square Enix's origins, which is true, and that they are committed to continuing delivering games in that category. In other words, business as usual. Regarding Expedition 33, Square Enix executives simply state that they are aware of it. This is not to say Square Enix won't make more turn-based RPGs or doesn't have any such projects in views, but this particular statement from them did not carry such meaning, as it was simply an acknowledgement of the feedback. Square Enix, if I were you, I would go with like a happy medium. Like, I just want, and I think majority of gamers want, they just want good titles. They want good games. If that means it's like only a few games per cycle and they're like pinnacle of like the RPG genre, fine. That's what you're known for, is making pinnacle RPGs, like really good RPGs. I don't understand like why this is so hard to understand. Like, people are getting all pissy about it, and I'm just like, dude, do you want to have like an Ubisoft Activision situation? A la like Call of Duty, a la in case of Ubisoft, it was Assassin's Creed. Do you want that kind of situation? No, you do not want that. That is bad. That is a bad thing to have. Let's see. I already did that. Oh yeah. Hold on. Before I get to this, let me make sure I get rid of this real quick. Oh yeah, I need to mention this too. I do. I got a couple of other, speaking of game related shit. I do have this. So someone sent me this, that Digimon Time Strangers announcement trailer. We might have a censorship problem. And it might be one of those things where, kind of like with Bravely Default, where it might be better to import the Japanese version. I know it's a small thing. I'm just hoping it's only for like the screen, for the thumbnail of this trailer. That's nothing more than that. But I mean, like, come on. I really hope it's nothing more than just the trailer, screenshot of the trailer being stupid. I really hope so. Hold on a second. Make sure I'm not losing my mind here. No, I don't need that. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I haven't gotten any other PayPals and whatnot. All right. So yeah. So I'm worried about this for now. Yeah, I am. I'm worried that there's going to be censorship, but if there is censorship, it's probably going to be because of the ESRB being stupid. It's not totally Bandai Namco's fault. It's going to be ESRB. That's what I think anyway. All right. If I don't get another donation in like the next like 5 minutes or so, I will log off. Because I'm just trying to raise money to pay my rent at this point. And I've only raised like $30. And that's not even close to what I need. But at least I will say this though, at least this stream, unlike previous weeks, is not a complete bomb. And I blame YouTube for causing my streams to bomb. because they don't alert my followers of the situation. But this is an update to something that I did last week because I covered Anime Expo schedule last week. So we found out that in regards to Cyberpunk Edgerunners, that it's Lucy that's going to be in Guilty Gear Strive, which I think is very interesting that it's Lucy and not Rebecca, who is a lot more popular, or not David either. But I think a lot of people are saying that it's because some people were saying it's because Lucy is actually alive in the series. So I don't know. I still think they should have put Rebecca in. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Bamco censored even the Nah, I don't think they're censoring the Japanese version. I don't think so. Nah, because we saw the Japanese version looks fine. I think it's only the global version that's going to be bad. But let's see. I do have this one. Nah, I don't need to do this one. Oh yeah, this was from today. So basically, something very sus is going on with Remedy. It's very similar to what we've seen like with like Assassin's Creed Shadows and shit like that, where they're claiming that they have over that Firebreak, their latest game, has hit 1 million players. But yeah, the Steam numbers aren't saying that at all. They are not. But we did ask the communications director, who was saying that plenty of folks are still playing across platforms. So like that would be PlayStation Plus and Xbox Game Pass. Well, it'd be nice to have the actual numbers for that. But I did ask them for it, but haven't gotten anything as of yet. So yeah, Steam is basically saying, no, you're full of shit. Let's see. Is there any other big ones? Oh, I already did you rent bet. I already did you. Oh yeah, there's this too. So there's the whole thing with the K-pop Demon Hunters thing that came out. That one, compared to Bet, that one's doing numbers on Netflix, but this mofo here, Sungwon Cho, aka Pro ZD, the one that was like the proponent of race-based casting, he said this. He said, the next time I get told they're casting a big name Hollywood actor for a voice role instead of me because they want more engagement, I'm linking them this tweet. Well, I've been saying it for a long ass time. SAG-AFTRA don't give a fuck about voice actors. They don't. They are at the very bottom of the totem pole. Nah, that's why you see, it's one of the many reasons why you see celebrities take on these voice acting roles, is because SAG-AFTRA ain't fighting for voice actors. They're not. They never will. And it sucks because I would rather have voice actors than fucking Hollywood actors attempting to voice act. Even though Pro ZD is not the best voice actor either, to be fair. But then there's this going on too with the UN. So, or with the cyber bill. So apparently, the Japanese version of the Antis are trying to accuse Taru Yamada for being an old man who loves CSEM simply for saying that manga isn't CP. It's like, dude, really? Come on. Because now we're seeing posts like this about the bill, about the cybercrime bill here. And those and these are some of the things that are likely to be tackled under the new cybercrime treaty, which is the UN. All these characters here are adults, but those in favor of censoring expressions are gleefully making it illegal, saying they look young by Western standards, so this is child pornography. The UN is a useless piece of shit. They are a joke, okay? They are a fucking joke. BL, erotica, and wholesomeness will be equally eliminated. Yeah, Fujoshi. I seen someone that was saying that Fujoshi were supporting this too. It's like, dude, are you fucking retarded? BL, erotica, and wholesomeness will all be equally eliminated. As many as they want will be deleted based on the regulatory camp's arbitrary standards. Why are you fuckers supporting this? Is it because you want to get back at the lolicons? Well, guess what, Fujoshis? You got some shotacons up in your camp. And that means your shotas will be gone too. So, what the fuck? there's this though. The deadline for the new cyber treaty and the election are approaching, so the proponents of censorship of expression are, even if it's fiction, erotic images of minors are child pornography. This comment started going viral, and I was retweeting it. This user did. So does this mean erotic secondary images of 17-year-old male characters are also not allowed? See, this is what I mean. You fujoshis are fucking retarded. You are stupid for this. That's right, it is. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, I can have my cake and technically eat it too because I have ice cream cake in my freezer, but you motherfuckers can't. Then there's this. Please be careful. No. Freedom of expression and regulation are case by case. The crime rate, possibility, familiarity, and threat of sexual assault are all different between men and women, right? Don't be fooled by the BL Hundra Runder. To prevent this from happening, Fujoshi are strict about zoning out their ethics and self-purification. Don't be swayed by that. Dude, what is wrong with you, Fujoshi? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, do you not understand that these fucking people are targeting you? You're like probably the first to go. Fucking retards, I swear. Not only are characters under 18 years old prohibited, but characters who look like they are under 18 are also prohibited. Sound familiar, doesn't it? China and Russia are leading the new cybercrime treaty. So let's go back to the Texas law, for example, even though it's not been written into law. So you motherfuckers in Texas are like kind of supporting the CCP and the Russians that you hate so much. So you guys are fucking hypocritical idiots. That's what I say to that. But anyways, China and Russia are leading this new cybercrime treaty. By non-otaku standards overseas, Japanese illustrations are generally judged to be childish and underage. Whoever's saying that needs to have their hard drive checked. That's why there are so many people who mistakenly think it's okay to have baby-faced working adults in BL series. Exactly. Joshi, you got double standards. What if stories about the future of grown-ups or parody set in another world where the protagonist becomes an adult at 16? And like this too. And I blame the Biden leadership for this. Honestly, I think it's bad that China and Russia are the leaders. We should never let them lead the way. Why would other countries have a say in Japan? First of all, this is Biden's fault. Biden's weak ass lead. I don't like talking. I try not to bring up politics here, but I got it with this case. This is Biden's fault. Biden was a weak ass motherfucker and allowed this to happen. That's why. I know people. I know. I'm gonna get people being like the Trump. I'm gonna get the Trumpers and the Democrat. Nah, I'm just being real here. Biden's weak ass leadership caused this fuckery. If you pay attention to Japanese politics, you know this is true, and not just Japanese politics. I'm talking about like Asian politics as a whole. Because of weak ass leadership that you have China and the CCP expanding as much as they are. So, yeah, that's what I gotta say to that. But we are at like 3 hours and like 30 minutes. It's gone on a lot longer than I thought it was going to. And I have not gotten another donation since like what? A few hours, like an hour ago? Like 2 hours ago. Yeah, since like 2 hours. Last time I got one was like 2 hours ago. So, which really sucks because I really need this goddamn money. You have no idea. But anyways, I'm very curious what you guys think of the situation that we're seeing here unfolding in Japan between like, I feel like what the government's doing in terms of trying to throw a bone to the anime industry in terms of, or saying that they're improving working conditions. I think that's a load of bullshit. As I said, until JC staff changes their ways, I will not take that shit seriously. In regards to Kadokawa, I think the contest that they're doing is great. I like that there is a essentially a manga plus creators for light novelists in this case. That's what I'm getting. But like the limitation of it, though, I understand why, to an extent, why they went this route, because otherwise it'd just be way too much. But like, I kind of wish they would have maybe broadened it a little bit more to not just limited to like isekai fantasy, but like kind of like could have done a little bit more with it, at least in my opinion. But the other thing, of course, is Disney AI localizations. I would not be surprised by that. Disney's already dabbling in AI, which we've seen, so wouldn't be surprised by that. What was the other thing I was going to mention? What Kadokawa was saying about global expansion, I agree and disagree. I agree that the problem is the allocations, the misallocation of funds. I disagree with them saying that the production costs, high production costs, are a good thing, because that means they'll get high, better quality anime like overseas. It's like, dude, nothing's going to change until you fix the allocation problems. That's the main issue. Like dude was talking about, like, oh, we're gonna make it to where animators can drive Mercedes Benz. Mofo, nothing gonna change until you fix the allocation structure. That's the main issue. Well, that, and in the case of JC staff, it's the working conditions. Oh my god, it's like, as I said, it is freaking slave labor over there. Let's see. Oh, this too. Oh my god, I swear. I gotta point this out as well. As Dan should have never gone mainstream in the West. I should have known this was coming like before, because I've been covering Dan like since like maybe a week or 2 weeks prior to maybe 3 weeks prior to Viz at /Manga Plus getting the official localization or starting doing simulpubs for Dan. But man, yeah, I should have seen this coming, because this mofo says Dan's first chapter is a 16-year-old minor getting groomed. By the way, it's not getting groomed. That is not what grooming is. That is rape. And then like the person they were responding to was talking about like Sarada's outfit and comparing Sarada's outfit to Momo's outfit. And I'm like, dude, those are two different aesthetics. Sarada is like, Boruto's aesthetic is like, is alternative. Very like, I call it, like in my Boruto videos, I call it like the pre Twilight era of hot topic levels of alternative, like at the very least, because that's what we get with a lot of the fashions and shit like that. And Momo's stuff is like it's just modern. It's modern contemporary. There's a difference between modern fashion, like straight up like modern contemporary fashion, or ready to wear fashion, and like straight up like edgy alternative fashion. And the fact that these people are trying to equivalate the two is fucking weird. I don't understand it. I really don't. But God, my views have just gone down. Damn, maybe I should end this soon. Ugh. But yeah, like seriously, this mofo does not know what grooming is. They said, well, grooming is sexual abuse, which is happening in that page. Oh, fucking moron, I swear to God. I swear to God. I do not want to lose any more brain cells. In terms of, I do want to mention Kanojo Okarashimasu, since people keep bringing it up. Well, the manga is in a very interesting predicament, because we are in a narrative shift. Because based on what we saw in the most recent chapter, it feels like we're going to go from Kazuya's perspective to Chizuru's perspective, which I think is a good thing, because Kazuya gets very annoying. So yeah, it'll be nice to see Chizuru's perspective. I do like, the only thing though, I want to see more Yamori. That's the only thing I want more Yamori, because Yamori's my girl. I love her. I freaking do. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, like I could talk about that, like, unless I want to go on for another hour, but I don't think there's enough people in here for me to that, and the fact that like I haven't gotten a donation in like 2 hours, I feel like it's kind of moot for me to keep going, because fuck, we're gonna look at my notifications while I'm just thinking about it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I do want to mention this because this bothered me. Like, people are flipping out because of Toei's tweet. It's like, dude, there's there's nothing about inclusivity. There's nothing about diversity up in here. It's just Toei saying Happy Pride and having the progressive pride flags colors in the background. There's nothing to this. There's nothing more than this. And like, and also, as I said, Yuri and Yaoi and Yuri exist. But like, then there's these comments. Oh my god, I gotta wonder if they're Taurus. They said, "Wow, and here I was a fan. Caving to the minority isn't a good look. I guess Toei doesn't like money with this comment." It's like, dude, do you not watch Toei series? Like, One Piece has LGBT characters. Sailor Moon has LGBT characters. It's like, what are you talking about? You're fucking stupid for saying this. And it says, please take it back. You're messing with all-time favorite anime series. Fuck, even Dragon Ball has gay characters. Like, old school Dragon Ball has gay characters. So, like, General Blue specifically. So it's like, why are you saying this? Toei no June is Men's Mental Health Month. Yeah, that'd be nice to have. But this one, it's like this, where this dude says, Oda, please change the studio. Motherfucker, Oda has gay characters in there in One Piece. Are you fucking dumb? Do you not read One Piece? Or do you not watch One Piece? There's LGBT characters in One Piece. Like, people are fucking stupid. I can't with this. Like, I understand, like, being frustrated, being annoyed with gay pride shit. I understand being annoyed with, like, the pandering and shit like that. And that's, like that's when you really go in, is like when they bring up like diversity and inclusion and like LGBTQIA plus. Like, I understand that, like wanting to like go in on that, but like Toei is just saying Happy Pride. They're not doing anything more than that. And they have the color, I don't like the progress color flag, but flag colors being used, but like that I know, but that's my thing. It bothers me. See, this is it here. This person says it here. This is preferable to we at insert corpo name here are always proud to support those in the marginalized communities of. No, it's not that. It's just simple. It moves on and moving on. Toei's just doing the simplest thing. But this is a good point here. The problem is that today is political. Why is done and always is a bad sign when a company starts this move. People see the pattern and that the steps of woke DEI shit, and probably is. In the case of Toei, it is not. In the case of any anime and publisher or anime studio and manga publisher, it is not, because Yaoi and Yuri exist. And the people that are saying otherwise are fucking retarded. It is PTSD. This now a defense mode now. If I see a company doing this, I already don't trust them, because who wants to scream to the world that is gay is a crazy mental illness woke types that make this their identity and not a normal gay person. I'm a bisexual person, so I could say this. Like, here's the thing. Like, there are actual trans people, okay? Like, actual transvestites. The ones that are, like, being trans their entire personality, they are trans trenders. Like, the QI plus, well, that's intersex. Intersex, you can't help. That's biological. So, yeah, I can't give them, those get a pass. There's the asexuals and, like, the plus and all that shit. Like, those are the ones that I got issue with. Because it's like, dude, and, like, all the fucking flags and shit. Bro, you are trying to fit into this community. You're trying to like segue your way into this. Like, non-binary is really pushing it. Two Spirits, like, I can give Two Spirits a pass because it's a Native American thing. So Two Spirits, that's a whole separate thing. Non-binary tries to put everything under trans tries to put everything under the umbrella, including non-binary. So it's like, I don't even know anymore. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. It really is. But I'm curious what you guys think in regards to like Toei and other shit doing this, or companies doing this. But yeah, people are saying here the recipe for disaster. Japanese anime needs to needs no change to cater to people worldwide. It already does. And as I said, the problem is that it's all about allocation. It really is. Oh, kitty. Oh, kitty. The humans love you, but they don't love you enough to donate to you, kitty. See, look at that. Look at that kitty fish. Look at that kitty fish. She's so cute. He's a cool kitty. Donate to the cool kitty, and he will do a dance. Maybe he will cover the news. You want to cover the news, kitty? No, I'm just a cat. I just want baby whoops. And you want treats, right, kitty? You are getting treats after this. You know that, right? The more donations we get, the more treats you get. He's like, what? What? Give me more tweets. Give me more tweets. Give me more donations so I can get tweets. Yes. I don't think that's happening, though. Nope. Right, keys. Oh, I should check one other thing before I log out. You got to see if it's time for Sakamoto Days or not, because I got to record that. Because I recorded One Piece earlier, which was good. Oh, Sakamoto Days came out. All right. It came out 3 hours ago. Damn it. Of course, the Sakamoto Days fucking scans come out like a little bit after I start recording. God fucking damn it. Oh, man. But yeah, it looks like we're definitely going to, obviously, we're going to be recording Sakamoto Days right after this. If you're in my Discord, which you should be, you'll get the link to that in my Discord for the actual chapter. But because we don't have donations, because there's like no people in here in this chat, we're going to go log out and record Sakamoto Days. We really, really need to raise more money for our rent. I really do not want to be homeless, and neither does Kitty. Maybe we'll do more kitty videos. You guys want more kitty videos? Donate and we will do kitty videos. Right, kitty? I will prioritize making fetchy videos and belly web videos or something. But anyways, thank you for those that came in and the person that did donate, because we did get 3 donations from them. Thanks to them for donating, at least making the stream at least fun. You guys made this fun. It wasn't like complete. I wasn't just like straight up talking to myself, because that would have really sucked. Right, kitty? That would have really, really sucked. But anyways, yeah, take care. Yeah, so make sure you guys are liking, are commenting, are sharing, and subscribing to Nerdigans Inc. If you are loving what we're doing here, want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more anime, manga, and video game and live stream content, few ways you can do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Coffee. Purchase something off our Amazon wish list. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, I will be seeing you later. Bye.